3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys?
False start. False. All right, starting over again.
Yeah.
Now.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, and niggas from the Black Nerd community. I am your host, Derek, the podcast guy. What's my AKA, the Godfather? I never remember what I call myself. I should have another AKA, but I don't know. Just the Godfather. Also, always joined by Avengers music, audio engineer / super producer, the father dad himself.
What go on, stars?
Ooh, okay.
All right, okay.
Little patois for you today. Just a little
None of my
tink.
cousins hear this thing. What the fuck this nigga talking about?
Get ripped up, boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Nah, facts. No, hey, look, we in the same boat. And my cousin's from here too. So,
Yeah.
anyways. Also, he's joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, literally Mr. Nintendo. Y'all see the Smash shirt he got on? The Smash shirt.
Yeah, got the Smash
Smash
Universary.
University, man.
You already know. Like, he's super Mr.
Got
Nintendo.
his
I mean,
doctorates over there.
Come on, man. Come on. He said, yo, y'all gonna know.
Got the
what Mr.
credentials.
Nintendo is today.
The credentials.
Our resident pro streamer.
Yeah, man. Been on that
Halo
that
streamer.
By the time y'all hear this, I'll be streaming the Halo Infinite campaign.
Let's go.
But yeah, man, we here, man. Glad to be here. What's good, y'all?
Big facts. I want to start this podcast off. I think I wanted to start the last podcast off and I forgot. Or maybe I did it and I just don't remember. Either way, West Side Boogie is rapping better than all you niggas. He's really fucking good. He's really fucking good. I don't care if y'all niggas know or don't know. That nigga's on a run, a super run. The run that y'all say Lil Baby is on, he is on a run, a crazy run. Fabio Foreign is on a run too. I just got to give you some hip hop. But Boogie, West Side Boogie, all right, this nigga's Lucy's is better than a lot of y'all niggas, the project songs that y'all been working on for years to release as a single. I'm just saying, that nigga's insane. He's actually insane. He's actually crazy. All I'm gonna say, just needed to let y'all know that at the beginning of this. Let's get to some nerd shit. Jak and Daxter 20-year anniversary. The only reason we're starting with this is because I'm annoyed with Naughty Dog. And because of how much I have said how much I love Naughty Dog is like my favorite studio. They've been my favorite studio for a long time. They just keep playing with Jak and Daxter, man. They just keep playing. Every couple of years, some CEO comes out and is like, we love Jak and Daxter, and maybe we could, but no. And then they just fuck off. And then now it's the 20th anniversary, and they're like, and Insomniac gives like a better, shout out to them than to Jak and Daxter than Naughty Dog does. Naughty Dog don't give a fuck about us. They be laughing at us. And look, I just want to start the campaign, or maybe the campaign is out there. I don't know. So I don't want to say I'm starting it, but I'm starting it for myself. I just need to start a campaign and see some start that has Jak and Daxter just go to Insomniac now. Just let them have it and let them rebuild the game. Let them put it back out. Let them bring it back, please. Like today, just make it happen. Naughty Dog. Yeah. You're never going to do it again. You care about these realistic games. You want to make Last of Us 47 and Uncharted 58. I'm fine with that. You guys make those. I'm never playing those again. Last of Us is great. But no, I want Jak and Daxter back. Ratchet and Clank let me know how much I wanted Jak and Daxter back.
Yeah.
And I want Jak and Daxter back in the same way today. And I need that. So if Naughty Dog not gonna do it, then hand that shit right over to Insomniac. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even Sucker Punch. What they doing? They got anything going on? But Sony don't own Sucker Punch, so all right, it's fine. So yeah, just hand it to Insomniac, and yeah, not yet, exactly. Just hand that shit to Insomniac and let them do what they do, because anytime Naughty Dog says anything about Jak and Daxter, I just like get a little upset. I'm just like, y'all don't need it.
They be like, oh, we still love our characters. I'm like, you do? I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah, like
do you?
Do you really? But yeah, like yeah, I learned earlier, and I think y'all kind of y'all knew, I guess, but I learned. Apparently there's like a thing in the new Ratchet and Clank where you can you can unlock like a Jak and Daxter model in game and do pictures and stuff, and Jack himself looked pretty good. I was kind of questioning at first because Jack looked good, but then like Daxter looked like a PS2 model in like HD, and I was like, did they mod this? But nah, apparently it's like a thing in the game, and I kind of had this idea, and honestly, what they should probably do, or whenever whoever works on Ratchet and Clank over Insomnia, what they should probably do is like do like a crossover game. It don't have to be super deep, like oh man. Worlds collide. It only has to be Worlds Collide. It could just be like they both are on a different planet or whatever, and yeah, and they just switch between them, you know, go through different gameplay stuff, and that'd be kind of dope. Yeah, Ratchet handle all the long range weaponry shit, and Jack and them just be doing all the platformy, actual hand to hand stuff. I think it could work, bro. I think that I 100% agree. 100%. I think that could work, and I feel like somebody over there, Sony Studios, whatever, they just not thinking about it deep enough, but.
Or they just don't think we'd play it, but I would pre-order the Ultimate Edition of that game on day one. I would pre-order that with a trailer. I would pre-order that with a trailer. I wouldn't ask no questions. I would give them whatever the Ultimate Deluxe Edition is. I'm giving them that.
Exactly.
And if I can buy a physical Deluxe Edition and I can get that and just have a digital code for my PS5, I'm doing that. I will get it. I promise you. Give me a Jak and Daxter Ratchet and Clank crossover game. I will give them whatever they want without seeing anything. I will. Dope, man. I will.
That'll be dope.
I would do that.
Dope. I don't know how their teams are sorted out. I mean, obviously, there's a Spider-Man team. I would imagine a Spider-Man and a Ratchet team at least. I don't know who or how they're doing the Wolverine game. But yeah, I imagine that has
Wolverine. They don't have any time for us. Fuck.
Yeah, I just rewatched Loki.
Hire some more people, man. Hire me. Just let me head up the Jak and Daxter division. I'll get all the people together. I don't know how to code or design shit, but I'm sure we can hire some people that do, and I can tell them what to do. I know I got us. I'll lead us to the championship with the Jak and Daxter Ratchet and Clank crossover. That's just a slam dunk, bro.
Yeah, it's easy dub, man. Easy dub.
Yeah, man.
Just gotta believe in it.
I'll just backtrack real quick just to explain it for anybody, because I think I might have mentioned it before, but I don't know how deep I got into it, because I think I was trying to avoid like crazy spoilers for Ian. But at this point, it's kind of been spoiled a bit now. Well, it's definitely been spoiled for Ian now. So slight spoilers here. I'm not going to put a spoiler drop, but slight spoilers here in case you want to play the game. Just skip ahead like 30 seconds or whatever. But the Rhino 8 gun is a gun that you get after you collect enough spy bots in the game, and you get it towards the end, and it allows you to bring in like items from other dimensions. So typically it's just like random shit that's dropping out of it. But once you upgrade it a certain way, you can start bringing in certain characters. And most of those characters come from the spy bots that you were collecting. Those spy bots all have little audio files that you can listen to. And it's the original. Why am I forgetting Ratchet's species?
Wombat.
Wombats are real. The Lombax. That's funny. So anyways, the original one that was doing the research about the dimensions and stuff, he's recording stuff. And so you're hearing his findings from these other universes. And when you hear him, he describes Jak and Daxter, he describes Sly Cooper. So that's where a lot of that original stuff came from. And people started speculating if we're going to get a new Sly Cooper game, which again is something we need. Anyways, that's just a whole nother thing, but we need that like ASAP right next to this game. Both of those games will get all the money, promise you. But basically, yeah, it allows you to bring, and so the Rhino gun will allow you to bring out those characters. Now, I don't know if you can choose for them to come out or if it's still random, but it unlocks the I guess the chance at least of them to come out. So you can shoot it, and then you could have Jak and Daxter come out and do some shit. You could have Sly Cooper come out. There's a couple other characters and shit that come out, but those are the big ones, that at least the ones that are relevant to what we're talking about here. Sunset Overdrive was one that I did not realize, and I didn't catch the hint to that game because I didn't play it. But I think now that I saw Sunset Overdrive, I think I know which one it is. which hint thing it is. Like it does describe it as like a really vibrant place, and it's like it makes sense. Like it matches up, but when I heard it, I didn't think Sunset Overdrive. So that's cool. But yeah, man, yeah, Jak and Daxter, please go to Insomniac. We need you. We need another Jak and Daxter game.
Big facts.
One way or another. Hope it is a crossover, like Gerard suggested. That's probably the best suggestion I've heard in years. If they do that, amazing. And we need another Sly Cooper game. So come on, folks. Come on. Everything doesn't have to be all hyper realistic and guns and war. Sometimes we want to be a raccoon who likes to steal jewelry. It's all right, man.
Whatever the fuck
Jack is.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Who wants to ride around in races and shoot shit, and Jak is so dope. Oh,
He's so dope.
it was a racing game, but it was could you imagine them like beefing up the racing in Jak now? Like
I actually hated the racing.
I get it, but imagine it now
being
just upgraded, more fluid, just feeling better. It wasn't
definitely
something that was
clean
just added in to kind of give another element to the game. You could tell it wasn't like given that much time. Now, like you would just assume it'd be a better product with it now. Like the different buggies, they still feel different, but they'd also just feel smoother in general. Like
buggies or the gliders.
The gliders. Oh yeah. That's
gliders. I actually know that.
Yeah,
I played the demo once.
Circuit
that you have to fly.
Yeah.
Hate that shit.
Yeah,
that's what made Lost Frontier so bad. All that whole game is flying. But it's the Jak and Daxter Anniversary, so we're not going to talk about that other game. That has nothing to do with Jak and Daxter. Because Lost Frontier is not a Jak and Daxter game. It's just a game.
It's just a game.
It's just a game that has Daxter. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, Daxter not even. Forgot.
Daxter not in it.
Is he not in it? No, maybe he is in it. I don't remember that. I don't remember if he's in it or not. I think he is in it. God, why did I play that game? Fuck.
The things we ask ourselves.
Is he in that game? Yes, he is in that game. God, he's in that game. Anyways, guys, yeah, Jak and Daxter 20th year anniversary. Let's push for it to go somewhere where they'll actually care about the game. So yeah, cool. All right, guys. First segment of the day. You already know what it is. Technically.
I got a couple for you guys. Robots. To start us off, this past week on Twitter, a video surfaced of a robot named, yes, this thing has a name, a mecha, designed by Engineered Arts. And in the video, it was demonstrating its extremely lifelike facial expressions. This had us all in a bit of a tizzy, if you will.
Thanks. I hate it.
Yeah. I personally thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
I think if you just delete the
Ian thinks everything is cool until the world is literally burning. Then he's gonna be like, all right, maybe that wasn't the best.
It was cool up until that very moment.
Until
we should have stopped something earlier.
Until these motherfuckers running around with the blinkies in hand saying, fuck humans, bro. Fuck humans, bro. We don't want to.
We're gonna save the planet and kill all the humans. And then and now I'm looking at Ian like, no, it was cool though, right? No.
Yeah.
Now is right there.
Now you want me to take you to the gun range? Nah.
As a mom, iRobot is right there.
It's so lifelike. It's like weird because it almost looks like CGI, and you wouldn't even know it's not if that guy in the background of the video wasn't there.
The thing that gets, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut off real quick. The thing that gets me the most is the fucking creepy ass shit-eating grin it does at the end.
Oh yeah,
that's like the shit cherry on
like,
top.
I'm gonna replace you.
I'm definitely
I can't wait
going
until
to kill you when I get a
goes
chance.
extinct. I can't wait for you all to die.
Yeah.
Global warming, no problem with me. Like rising sea levels.
Yeah,
that's okay. Like
literally, I will build Atlantis. We're fine.
So they actually, they probably are fans of iRobot because this robot looks exactly like
that. Looking like Sunny.
Why do all these companies that do this random technology shit that scares the fuck out of us? Why do they all sound like comic book villain? What is it called? Engineered Arts? That don't sound like AIM to y'all? That don't sound like that don't sound like every villainous company in every comic book ever.
Villain companies, fucking Oscorp, AIM,
if I told you Engineered Arts was a Spider-Man villain company, you would go, yeah, all right, that makes sense. You would believe me.
Star Labs.
If I told you that was if I told you Engineered Arts was Doc Ock's company, you go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
You would 100% believe me. Like, why? Come on, bro.
Well, if it makes you
life
feel
is
any
imitating
better,
art too much, man.
Yeah, it is, and that's what I was gonna say. I don't know why people who make these robots have an infatuation with making them have faces. They don't need to have faces.
We want them to relate to us, you know, as humans. We want
them to look just like us. So they can blend in. We'll have no idea who's real and who's not.
They can do the job without looking like us.
Apparently not.
Just give them the goofy.
And this is why I say, Ian, there's somebody working at Engineered Arts that's just trying to get their bills paid, right? But when they see this, you can say, hey, bro, I didn't know we was doing that. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to commit. I don't want to contribute to this. This is too far. We could just stop. We could, but I know there's enough sheep out there that somebody would just say, I don't care. They paying, and I'm gonna go over there.
My livelihood. I have a livelihood established, and this is paying for that.
I get it, man. Y'all will literally let the world burn so that you can flex on Instagram for a little bit in your Tesla.
Hopefully, they're smart enough to create a kill switch for themselves.
Yeah, right. That's what you think. Until the robot's smart enough to learn where the kill switch is and then remove the kill. Okay, yeah. Bro, like the fuck, we seen this play. We know how this goes. Bro, we know how this goes. We're
gonna be old ass men seeing robots take over. Be like, man, y'all young generations, bro. Y'all young bucks gonna be y'all gonna know nothing but war against machines.
Generation Omicron. Or whatever.
We've had movies from the 1980s telling us this shit about to go down. Y'all living it tough.
That sounds rough. I'm out though. I'm out of here. I'm about to be gone. So
my body's shutting down right now.
Y'all have fun out there, man. I'm gonna just keep watching these old Netflix reruns and I'm gonna be gone.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, this robot isn't smart at all. It doesn't have any
any
AI.
Everything
they don't know how to.
That's not to say that it's not incorporated already. They're not gonna.
They got one dude in the dark room in the basement somewhere where no one can talk to him. He's coding it slowly but surely.
This is a Boston Dynamics collaboration short of the end of the world.
They're gonna buy them, bro. They're gonna buy them, the employees, and be like, "Oh, well, we know what's gonna happen next."
Every day, I get more and more convinced that there are 100% like alternate realities, universes, whatever you want to call them, timelines, however you want to categorize it. Every day I get more convinced that they're real. Every day, because this cannot be the only timeline. This can't be. Like, I'm just thinking of where we were as kids. This can't be the only timeline. This can't be. There has to be another timeline where niggas was like, hey, bro, we not doing that. There has to be another one where niggas was like, hey, you tripping. Hey, lock him up. He's doing too much. There has to be another one where shit's going different. It can't be, bro. Like, we had Trump as president. This can't be.
When Trump got elected in this country, when Trump got elected in this country, I think that was the first time where I thought, yo, alternate timelines must exist.
We are in the fuck one.
I feel like we had another intersection when Biden got elected, because if he kept on another term, another 4 years of that fuckery.
Bro, we are,
man.
This is the type of shit that I be feeling like if the Illuminati does exist, this is the type of shit they hide from us. Like, literally, they're Kang the Conqueror, bro. They know these other realities and shit exist and that they be clashing and shit, and they just be trying to ride that wave so they can stay on top. And that's why we have all this shit going on in ours. But bro, something has to be happening, bro, because the shit don't be adding up, bro. Shit don't be adding up. The Bernstein Bears, Mandela, all this shit, bro, don't make sense. It don't make sense. And now we're living in a universe where we're seeing real iRobots come to life, bro. That wasn't supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure this wasn't supposed to happen.
It's called science fiction for a reason.
Bro, everything in movies come to reality eventually, man.
This wasn't supposed to happen, bro. I'm pretty sure.
It just
wasn't supposed to happen.
It only started because some of them dudes probably read Isaac Asimov books. That's why.
Bro,
hey, look, man.
I just alternate universe us's. Good luck, and y'all. I hope y'all get to tap into this universe and see what we're going through, and y'all can just be glad you missed this bullet. The robots is taking over theirs. Damn.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Maybe they'll tap in with
what if an
Apple's-
alternate universe version of you like died earlier and they just and now they're just watching all of the yous do like exist and they just like, damn, I got fucked by robots in that one. That's the craziest afterlife. That's the craziest afterlife. You just out there with all the other versions of you that have died, and y'all just watching the versions of you that are still there. Oh, come on. That's not crazy.
Version of you with like freaking cyberpunk-esque aesthetics, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
What was I doing over here?
And he's like, oh nah, the robots took over on this.
The robots definitely took over there.
We were just trying to compete with these things.
But you that nigga down there though. You that nigga down there though. You giving them the business. Yo.
Man. Can only imagine.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Imagine.
And y'all think I can't make a good movie? Man, come on. Sign me up. Sign me up.
These movies exist, man.
Nah. A movie exists. I'm giving this is free game. I might even cut this out the pocket. A movie exists where someone dies and they observe other versions of themselves existing in reality along with other versions of themselves. No, that movie doesn't exist. I don't even think that concept exists. Where does that exist?
Also about robots and shit.
Oh, well, yeah, with the robots. Yeah.
Virtual reality and all the rest of it.
Yeah. No. Would y'all watch that movie? Y'all watch my movie? Alternate reality. Y'all be like, oh,
I peeped that.
Yeah, I peeped that. Yeah. It's like
I'm gonna get Christopher Nolan to direct it.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah,
we're not even worried about you.
We're not worried about you.
Y'all gonna be like, no, we got to go watch this new Christopher Nolan movie. And I'm going to pod like, guys, y'all know I wrote that. Y'all know I wrote that, right? Y'all be like, nigga. So y'all sitting with the writer. Yeah. Christopher Nolan put it together. So
he just shot the shots and brought all the actors together.
Your little scribble scrabble. That was cute, nigga. That was cool. Anyways, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think we're the only universe, and we're the one that's gonna get fucked by the robots. I just hope we're old enough that we get to. They just kind of like, you old. We're just gonna let you live. Be too old to fight back. I don't want to have to be young enough where I feel like I have to fight back.
Right.
Man, that's what the metaverse is for. You know, you're living
in
the metaverse.
Ian went and had a kid.
You know what?
Ian went and had a kid. I'm gonna have to fight back for Cairo.
Zuckerberg's gonna be a catalyst. He's about to be a nexus. He's gonna be a catalyst for multiple timelines in the universes. He's gonna be the catalyst. There's gonna be a turning point with this metaverse shit.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a button press. And it's gonna fuck up other universities, it's gonna destroy ours, and it's gonna be like some other shit for others.
I just hope that we get just think about this, right? Imagine if the world was really about to end, but we all got the clarity that we weren't the only universe.
Oh man,
that our essence isn't actually like gone anywhere. It's still, this isn't the only universe, so that this conscious version of yourself can re-exist somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of wild.
That'd be some crazy shit.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be crazy.
I need to collaborate with my other selves.
Now I'm gonna tap in and we go. Oh, come on, man, come on. We're watching too much Loki. All right, anyway.
Yeah, I've been rewatching episodes.
In fact, I would say Loki is similar to that a concept you just had. It's not necessarily exactly spot on, but we do see.
You're right. No, you're right, because he is with multiple versions of himself. The only difference is they're not all observing how they lived, but they can reflect and shit. Yeah, it's similar. You're right. Damn. Did I steal my idea from Loki?
No, it's totally original.
Totally original.
Thanks, Jerome. Thanks, I appreciate it. Ian being cheeky, Jerome, mean it.
We'll find out Loki season 2 though.
Season 2, all the Lokis floating over, watching the realities.
I'm gonna have that monocle emoji looking like, where'd they get that from?
Yo, hold on. I'll give them credit for season 2, but season 3, when all the Lokis are just God hovering over the universe, watching all the Lokis still exist, planning how they're gonna take a Loki takeover, and then I'm gonna be like, fam. Then they're gonna pan over to all the Captain Americas, watching all the other Captain. I'm gonna be like, they did it. They did it to me.
They're just going crazy.
No, man. Anyways. All right.
Yep.
Speaking of metaverse, Apple is joining the race for the best mixed reality headset experience.
One for Ian talking about Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, just had to check that off.
Weekly Apple
update.
We had to add it.
And it's only funny because Ian hates Apple. He has an iPhone and he has to report Apple every week.
I don't hate Apple. I just
You hated
hate that
Apple.
they're so stagnant in their, you know.
Well, that's true. Okay, yes, I get what you're saying. In their development, in their
in the
progress,
development of their products.
They don't.
It's like it's just the same all the time.
Well, you hear what Joby's saying. He feel like if Steve Jobs was still here, that it would be different. But
if Steve Jobs was still
Probably, 'cause
here,
he'd still
I think
be
he
running
would have.
Apple.
I think he would have moved on from the iPhone.
I think he might have moved on eventually. But I think he might have taken the iPhone a little further earlier.
I think phones would look different entirely. Phones wouldn't even be this big.
I think
he was
possibly. He was downsizing.
iPhone really was like jumpstart a lot of the smartphone shit. Real rap. Yeah, I agree with that. They like pushed it forward into more hands and more people's homes and stuff.
Yeah,
that being some, I don't know. Yeah, I can see that. His vision would be different for sure.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Speaking of vision, this headset is
Ian good at this.
Ooh, segue God.
Said to be released in the fourth quarter of next year, which would be interesting. There's some renders on the article. If they're to be believed, it'll be the cleanest looking headset out
ever.
there.
Yeah,
that will be clean. Yeah.
No, I mean, they look better than the other ones, but I mean, you were not going to wear these outside or nothing.
I'd wear this outside before I wear the other ones.
Well, way before the other ones. Yeah, well, yeah, way before the other ones.
These look like ski mask guys.
Yeah. I would have to see how this. Yeah, I just have to see what's the goal. What is the? I mean, they're saying the focus is on gaming and media consumption.
Yeah, gaming and media consumption.
Niggas is just gonna use this to watch porn, bro. It's we know.
Yeah, just continue with
niggas is just going.
That's what people are already doing.
They'll be like,
there's a category on the websites, man. A whole category dedicated to VR. It's wild to me, man.
POV VR, niggas about to be right in there, bro. Like this is all that is. This is all niggas. Oh, I'm about to play Skyrim. Yeah, no, you're not, nigga. You about to. You are about to play Skyrim, and then you gonna fuck on Skyrim.
To all our women listeners with a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, if they ask for a virtual reality headset for Christmas,
he's watching porn on this.
Yeah, 100%.
Just know
because I would. I'm not gonna. I would. If I got one of these,
don't be surprised.
If I
get one of these, you have to try it. You have to at least see.
I would try it. Yeah,
you gotta see what the porn looks like.
No one's
you gotta at least see.
You gotta try it. You gotta
see
right there.
VR. You gotta.
No, I'm getting this to play Beat Saber. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but
maybe eventually. But
something else.
I'm about to beat my. All right. Anyways,
yeah, I can only imagine this will be. This is a peek at what a headset could potentially look like for the metaverse experience. I feel like you'd want it to be a little more, not as clunky as Oculus Rift and all the rest of them.
Nah, too many wires and too many
wires and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think for Oculus they have the Quest too. They so they're getting
that's true. They're getting there.
There's only like 300, which is not bad.
Well, this one, can you guys guess what the price of this one's going to be?
$800.
Easy.
No.
Oh, okay.
1,200.
Oh shit.
Higher.
Oh fuck.
12?
I went down. You went up.
They can keep that.
I went up.
Yeah, they can keep that.
$3,000.
Oh yeah, they can keep that.
3 racks, huh? 3 grand.
Nobody want that.
$3,000. $3,000 for this.
Yeah. You know what's gonna happen?
So reality headset.
The same people going to the outer atmosphere are wearing those.
Yeah. So guess what? So guess what happens when all the rich people are spending all their time with their augmented reality glasses on? They're getting robbed. So y'all the only ones who can afford this shit anyway. So when you tell us, hey, I'm on the augmented reality 12 hours a day. That's like 12 hours where you not seeing what's around you at your house. We rob you.
Well, so long as they got a Mecca in there, they'll be all right.
And Mecca smile at you, and that's it.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, my bad.
They don't have one of them.
And that's it.
Yeah, Mecca gonna kill all the intruders, and then you're gonna be like, you're gonna go give it a high five. He's gonna think you one of the intruders too. Wait, Gerard, where'd you go? You all right?
He just wanted to show us his face.
Yeah, I see this little picture. It's only funny because it didn't go full screen. It's just baby screen, so it's just.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Gerard, I'll be right back in a minute, guys. But
yeah, that's it for Apple. I promise. Next
For
up, Jack
this week.
Dorsey. Yeah, this week. Yeah, it's there's definitely something next week. In fact, I had a lot more news, but I'm not going to report on those Apple shits.
See?
Jack Dorsey is stepping down as CEO of Twitter, and apparently already has a replacement. Parag Agrawal, I believe.
Yeah, they already tried to kill him on Twitter for a good take.
Who?
Good take. The new Twitter CEO.
Twitter CEO. What do you say?
Yeah, let me find it real quick for you. Damn.
Is it regarding the sharing policies that they're in?
No. It's they pulled up like an old tweet that he had.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And no, but it's a good tweet. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a good tweet, but you know white people do white people things. Let me see if I can find it real quick. He said, if they're not going to make a distinction between Muslims and extremists, then why should I distinguish between white people and racists? Which makes sense. And wow. The white people tried to kill him for that.
That was profound.
Yeah, he said that in 2010. He said that 10/26/2010. He said that, and they're trying to kill him for it now. But obviously, no one cares. The new CEO of Twitter. I don't want to even try to pronounce his name. I don't want to be disrespectful, but
I tried.
They tried to say, oh, he has some interesting views. No, it's if you say all Muslims are extremists, then all white people are racist. It's really simple. All black people are thugs and idiots, right? Okay.
You want to generalize? Generalize across the board.
We all generalizing then. Don't trip now.
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Same energy.
Yeah. So that's that for Twitter. I'm not sure. I'm wondering who will be the next CEO to step down from their mega company.
Oh, you know somebody else, Rich. Whenever the water gets a little too hot, they'll be right out of there.
I think if Metaverse becomes as toxic as I think it is going to be, you might see Mark Zuckerberg take that step down.
He's gonna project himself onto wherever space station be there. That's it. With Bezos.
Never mind. I was about to take this conversation somewhere way different. I'll tell you all that after the podcast. I had the craziest thought pop in my head, and I was like, I gotta ask y'all this.
No, joke aside, I think if that were to happen, real rap, I think you just do like Tom from MySpace. He would just be just around and that's it, just travel.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe have his own island. Yeah. Here on Earth.
Oh, not in the metaverse.
No. Well, he'll have 2 islands.
2 islands.
Man, I'll never understand the concept of virtual value. Anyway,
yeah, NFTs are crazy.
Really stupid, in my opinion.
There's no way to segue into this.
No, not really.
Music is great, and you know how music is great when you can recap it. So
speaking of virtual, no, it's not a. Would music be considered a? No. Okay.
No.
YouTube Music. Well, let's start off by saying in the group chat we and apparently across social media. This has been a thing. This is a thing. Spotify releases a year-end recap draw.
Spotify and Apple.
Well, and Apple's. I don't know how Apple's looked.
I don't know how good it is, but I know they've been doing
trash. Apparently,
so what's Spotify?
Apple been doing it though. They've been doing that.
I don't know when. So I don't know how long Spotify's been doing it, but I have one from 2018. But I noticed in the past,
maybe 2016,
2 years. In the past 2 years, what they will do, they'll make a playlist like the last month of the year. It'll be called Spotify Wrapped Up. It'll be top Spotify 20 the year, and you'll just have like the list of songs. What they started doing the past year or two, they started doing like an Instagram, Snapchat type story called Spotify Wrapped, where they'll have like little infographics and kind of tell little details or something about like your top songs, and they will play some songs that you listen to through the year. And it'll do like your top genres, your top 5 songs, your top artists or the artists you listen to the most of, things like that. And and you can share them on your social media. Every story has like an easy share button at the bottom. And so that's probably what you heard or saw, or we all did. That has Spotify in the chat. We posted the images.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, and the last thing, for what they did this year, that's new. They did like what's your what do they call it? Your
aura.
your aura. Yeah, it was like a mixture of colors or whatever. It makes
like,
you
how
like,
the fuck did they even come up with that?
I don't know.
Like
That's some new shit. I mean, it's kind of I don't know about the color, but when they said like for me, they're like, oh yeah, your aura of music is bold and hype, and I was like, yeah, I'll be listening to a lot.
That's just such a good idea to get people on your platform, man.
It is it really
because
is.
now everybody who doesn't have it wants that shit or wants to know what their shit is, and they can't do that because they haven't been using it for a year to get the analytics necessary to get the aura.
And also, if you're an artist as well, they'll show how many streams you had, what your top stuff was, or even for it tell you your top 5 podcasts. Yeah, Rory Miles my fifth out of top 5, but
niggas.
That's right. That's right.
Rory and Maul.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Shout out to the boys. But yeah, like if you have a podcast too, you have your stuff on there, you can see all your analytics there as well. So it's a way to track growth.
We don't post to Spotify, so
we don't do Spiderman. But yeah, that's it. And so always super viral. So that's it.
It goes super viral. So you have a bunch of people out here with FOMO. People like me, Derek, and a bunch of whoever the hell in the group chat has YouTube music and not any of that stuff. Yeah,
it's really y'all three. Really,
I don't care, but I would like to do it for my own thing.
I have it too, but it's not like my main thing or whatever. I mean, what I did this year, I got an idea from somebody else on social media. I just made a generic playlist called 2021 and just new songs I like from the year from like I think I started this like late January, early February to now or to the end of the year. I just add songs I like. So,
I do that next year. That's dope.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea because there's a bunch of joints this year that
I'll forget about or they'll just move down, especially on YouTube Music because I play off my liked playlist a lot. So if it's always keeping the song, and I'm very y'all well, Ian live with me, so he knows. But like when I get a new song and I'm into it,
play that shit to the ground.
I'm playing that shit to the ground. So I'm really on like a couple songs. Shout out to Fabio Foreign Storytime. That song, if that song don't get you hyped, you I don't understand. Like that's the best song to just play that shit and go like you're gonna want to do something, work out. You gonna want to be aggressive in some sort of way, bro. You don't feel like mowing the lawn and you just need that little extra. Go ahead, bro. It's gonna get you. But it's shit like that. They're like, yeah, I'm just like, the like playlist works for me. So I don't know. That's why I'd be interested to see what YouTube Music says. But that type of playlist, that would help me just be able to like double back and be like, oh shit, because you can do you can sort it by like when you added it and shit. So I could flip it and be like, oldest to newest and be like, oh damn, I forgot this came out and whatever. Like, shit, I was listening to J. Cole album last week or something like that because I was like, fuck, I forgot this was a fire ass album. I forgot, and I loved that album when it came out. We talked about it, and I just
that's funny. I did the exact same thing. Like, I think it was around Thanksgiving time. I was listening to the album again. I was just home chilling. I was like, let me put this on. I haven't listened to it in a minute, and I was like, oh man, I thought I was bugging, thinking, oh man. So I was thinking like, what's my album of the year or whatever, and I listened to it again. And I was like, oh yeah, this shit is still fire. It's like the one song I liked the most was the one I said track. I think it's track 3 or track 4. My Life with Moray and 21 Savage. Yeah, that's my shit. Record, and that's
Ray, my nigga. I love that nigga. That nigga's fire. Yeah.
The more I listen to him, the more I like. But yeah, the album's fire. Yeah, for sure.
Quick bands.
Quick music. Apparently has been doing the whole year wrap up music playlist thing, but for like select people, and they've been sending it via Gmail for whatever reason.
Don't know how I'm not select people, but
yeah, this nigga Derek's been
I've been a loyal YouTube Music member.
I'm gonna check it
from before anybody. I mean, literally, bro. I remember when this UI sucked. Like I remember when this interface was so bad. Like,
that's why I didn't.
I definitely don't have any.
Like, I've been here. I've been here, bro. But YouTube Music is great, man. If you can get your shit right and upload shit on there and get your you can really take advantage of YouTube Music between albums, mixtape shit that's just on YouTube, random YouTube, videos that are put up, freestyles, rap shit like that. And then you can do your own music that you want to put in there as well. So YouTube Music it's that.
Yeah, solid.
I will backtrack. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I was going to say that they started doing it last year, and this year they are. I think they're going to try to do it in app. Maybe
they should.
I hope so.
But that's even going to still be a select few people that get that. I don't know how they're selecting it.
Right here, YouTube music team.
But it's random right now. I'm guessing by next year they'll have it all, down.
Ordered and then just give it out to everybody.
Itself.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they're using for their criteria.
Just to double back to that Spotify thing, did y'all see kind of like the bigger story behind that Spotify rap stuff that I guess kind of got a little more attention this year?
No.
So if I don't know if y'all remember this, but I told y'all like Apple Music has been kind of giving you a breakdown. They just kind of email it to you, and a lot of people just ignore it or whatever. Some people used to post it every now and again, but it wasn't like a big thing. Spotify started doing that same thing with the Spotify rap thing, and this girl on social media last year, she had tweeted, she said, I really invented the Spotify rap story concept as an intern project in 2019, and they haven't looked back since.
That makes sense.
The Spotify Wrapped was just an email, and then she posted a lot of her art, and you can I could share the tweet and y'all can see it, but she basically showed her digital design about putting it together and what it looks like, and you can see how they've basically just innovated on this project, and made it what we see now. And it's just kind of crazy that she did all this and as an intern, and now it's this big thing that's this huge social media push, and Spotify basically got that for free. They got that piece of innovation for free. They didn't have to pay her nothing. They gave her an internship. They never had to say her name to anybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the part that bothers me, because they should just say her name. Like, yo, we got this idea from her. She did. They should just do that because that's the right thing to do. You didn't pay her. Fine. She was doing an internship. That was the trade-off. Cool. But at least give her then the credit that she deserves to make it full advantage of the fact that, yes, it's an unpaid internship. So she gives you an idea that y'all like and works. Why would you not credit her?
Or hire
how does that limit you? You don't have to hire her. Just credit her so that she can take that cachet and go do whatever she wants to do with it.
Right. That can add to her resume and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big media.
Really simple. That should have been a huge story from the jump.
Spotify took my idea when I was just an intern.
They had an episode like this on Grownish where what's her name? Zoe, the main character. She was an intern for this fashion thing. Mm-hmm. She made an outfit, and they took that design and ran with it without giving her any credit. And then they made it this whole big thing. And it was the arguments on both sides was interesting. I don't know. Because on one hand, she was like, oh, this is she's a Black female in the fashion industry, the head of the company. So she doesn't want to, talk bad about her stealing the idea on social media and bring her down because she's also Black. She don't want to bring another Black person down. But on the same token, she's like, but this kind of sucks that I'm not getting the credit for this design. And she's getting all the credit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't I mean, I do understand, because I get it. Humans are selfish because that's the world we live in. The best way to be successful is to be as selfish as possible. Fuck everybody, and only be giving when it's advantageous to you. So instead of people just giving out credit, they just steal shit, or until they're forced to give credit, they just won't. Until somebody speaks up and says something, and now it becomes a whole thing. And then even when you just ask for credit, now asking for credit becomes beef with somebody, and people want to argue and all types of shit. Nigga, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not fighting with you. Like, nigga, I made that shit and you stole it. It's cool. You don't have to nothing, but you stole. I just want my credit. It's just like I be talking about with robotics. Like, I mean, granted, I'm not as bit mad about it, but wouldn't be no robotics in DeKalb County without us. Not the way it is here. We did that. Our success allowed that to happen. If it wasn't for us, it wouldn't look like this. It's that simple. I don't need, I mean, somebody should say it at some point besides me, but I lived it. I know. I saw it happen. I see these kids all got them. Like, it's just, give people their credit, bro. It's okay. Just give people their credit, because you never know where that takes them in life if you just give people their credit instead of just moving on like they ain't do shit. Like, yeah. It sucks. Yeah, it just really sucks, man. So, but I do hope that YouTube Music does something like that, just because I think it'd be interesting to see for myself. I don't really care about sharing it with the world and showing everybody what I listen to, because I'm one of those people who tweets lyrics that I like. I talk about the artists that I like on my social media. So if you follow me and you read my tweets, you see the artists I like, you know exactly who's there. I'm talking about Westside Boogie all year. That nigga's my top, he's probably my top listened to artist. Don't like it is what it is. Like, yeah, but I don't need to show you my Spotify Wrapped or my YouTube recap for you to know that. I've been tweeting about them all year. Just search my Twitter name and Boogie. It's gonna pop up. But yeah, interesting, man.
Very. That's the end of the lengthy technically speaking.
Technically,
we're done.
Cool.
Technically, we're done. Yeah.
Who technically we're done. Y'all some funny niggas, man.
Gotta sneak some new shit in. For
Facts. Throw it at the end. yeah. That shit really tickled me, man. All right, man. Time for some console tea. I got a new mug because they said my mug game was getting stale.
And I'm sorry.
Life does begin with coffee. Ian did not have coffee in that mug. He had
you
liquor.
Put me on blast?
He had liquor. I just don't know. I'm snitching. That nigga had liquor.
All the listeners and watchers
want them to know life does not start with coffee for him.
His life doesn't start with coffee.
His life does not start with coffee. It started with vodka. He's a liar. I really am the world's best pop, though. He's a liar.
Hey, that pun though.
That's kind of cool, man. I need to get something like that.
I'm just saying, 10 out of 10.
Not gonna lie to y'all. I think this is either like a Marshall's type mug, or I got it from like the dollar store. The dollar store. Now, obviously, I don't know if y'all heard, just before we even get into console tea. I don't know if y'all heard. The dollar store. Yeah, we know dollar store. The price is up to $1.25 now.
Huh? $1.25 store.
Dollar Tree. Price is up to $1.25.
I always
doesn't roll off the top.
That was always the thing, wasn't it?
No. So Dollar Tree had progression, right? Dollar Tree at first, literally everything was $1, 99 cents, whatever you want to call it. It was $1. That was it. No matter what is in there, if you pick up one item, it's $1. In some cases, you might even get a 2 for $1 item or whatever type shit. That was the best, but it was always $1. Then Dollar Tree had this little progression where they kind of had like these little premium items kind of throughout the store that were a little bit more expensive. You still had access to everything you had before that was $1. But if you got the extra 50 cents and you want the little thing that looks a little bit nicer, you could get that. I never thought that was a bad deal. But now these supply chains are so fucked. All them little cheap Chinese dollar shits we was getting, you're not getting that no more. They're not getting, the shit still costs $1. The shit's still dirt cheap for them to make and produce, but the shipping is all fucked. The shipping chains are all screwed, so nothing's getting here on time. So they like, look, fam, we got to pass along this price increase somehow. So now everything's $1.25. Not the craziest jump, but you got to think of how long Dollar Tree didn't move with inflation. You got to think about how long they did that. And I don't know how everybody's life stories, but I've been broke and had to do some Dollar Tree shopping. Got my toothpaste, a new toothbrush, a couple meals, some cereal. Yeah. I've been there. I done got some washcloths. Hey, shit. You feel me? Like, that's all I'm saying. So all I'm saying is like, I ain't too mad at them, bro. Like, I ain't that mad. I know why people are mad, but I ain't that bothered. Like, it's okay. It's okay. But anyways, the point was Dollar Tree be having mugs like this sometimes out the blue, and they really be $1, and you can just randomly find them. So just go look. But anyways, time for console tea for real. I'm done. Let Gerard tell us about
console tea.
All right. So Jason Schreier, probably only one of the few big game journalists with actual clout and shit. He dropped a bombshell this week. I think Friday. I think he dropped on Friday. That apparently this upcoming spring 2022, Sony and PlayStation is going to introduce a new service to take on Xbox Game Pass. My monitor screen is bright as hell. So the gist of it is, it's codenamed Spartacus, Project Spartucus. So you're probably gonna we're gonna see this name thrown around relating to PlayStation. So basically, what it is, it's looking to be a monthly fee to access a catalog of like newer and older games. Some people have said that it'll be on PS4 and PS5. Um, and some of the older games will be some from PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. So now, earlier this year, when we heard about the big hubbub of them trying to close out the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita stores, it now kind of makes sense among just the fact of no one buys the old shit. Yeah, so that's one of the main gists of it there. It's supposedly part of this report. They say when it launches, the service will merge the two existing subscription plans, being PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. Of course, PS Plus we need for online and the monthly games and all that good stuff. The other thing too is supposedly actually no, I think that's it. Now I'm thinking about it. I think that's it for the main gist of it. If it's supposedly coming out in spring, we'll probably hear about early next year, or winter next year, I would imagine. So that's pretty exciting though. What y'all think about this? Because I think we talked about this in the past on this very show of them doing something like this.
I just gotta know what games are going to be on the service. Like what
look at PlayStation
1, 2, 3, and PSP games are going to be included.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm curious about.
Go look at what's available on PlayStation Now currently.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all of that will move.
Yeah.
And then they will, they'll probably, and then obviously they'll have some big titles. I'm not going to throw out any like names, but they'll have some big titles that'll come in that they're going to be like, yeah, we want to throw these out here. And then they'll drip feed us with titles that we want over and over. I want the old Splinter Cells. I'm going to kidnap my cousin and make him sit down with me and play Splinter Cell. Because we used to do that in high school. Then we used to come over here. Shout out to my cousin Kahim. If you ever need any wooden craft, he does wood crafts and stuff like that. I'm gonna get one soon, so you'll see it in the background of the new podcast room eventually. But he does shit like that. Shout out to Kahim. That's my cousin. Love that guy. But we used to after school sometimes you come home on a bus, and we definitely weren't supposed to. We come to the house and play Splinter Cell. So I need like games like that. But
yeah, that'll be fire.
I think that's how it'll go. I have to see them do something terribly bad for me to feel like I can't support this. But I already paid for the upgrade package for Nintendo Switch. And I got a family package. I give it out I still have slots. Ian got it. Who else need a slot? Don't hit me up if I don't know you. I'm not giving you a slot if I don't know you. But if I know you, come on, bro. Fuck it. I got it. What's gonna, unless it's a ridiculous price a year or a month, I'm gonna give them the top tier. I want access to them. Like there's some PSP games that if we can get them now,
that'd be really
I don't even remember half of them because I was just stealing Ian's PSP. But
what was it again?
What was that one game we used to play?
Some of the ones I played on
before it got really stolen.
PSP's getting stolen was so common.
Yeah. It's because I wasn't there, bro.
No one stole the DSs, but the PSPs were.
We could have beat that nigga ass. We could have beat that nigga ass.
There's actually one more aspect of it that actually details. So they said, supposedly, what this report has, it could be stuff that's not finalized, but they say that the service would be 3 tiers. The first would include existing PlayStation Plus benefits, so essentially it would be like PS Plus Now. The second would offer a large catalog of PS4 and eventually PS5 games. So imagine if we all have PS5s, but for listeners that have PS5s and have PlayStation Plus, you have the PlayStation Collection. So imagine it'd be something like that. It might just be that plus some PS5 games as well.
By adding more to that PlayStation Collection,
right? And then the third tier would add, according to this verbatim, add extended demos, game streaming, and the library of PS1, PS2, PS3.
The extended demos, that's the part that does bother me a little bit.
Yeah,
If I think the extended demo should be in what it should be available at every tier.
I agree. Yeah. If this turns like if nothing changes from that last bit, yeah, I agree.
I think the extended demo should be available at every tier. I would need to see how detailed and stuff these extended, but I think demos should be available for everybody to play, regardless.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and I guess if you are committed to being like a non-online gamer and you don't play for PlayStation Plus, then I guess I understand maybe you don't get the extended demo, you get whatever the basic demos are. I can understand that a little bit. But if you pay for PlayStation Plus or whatever tier they come up with, I think you should be able to play the whatever extended demos are there before you commit to these games. Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with it.
I'm guessing what they mean, they could mean by this is that like their games, like their first party games,
like what they did with Godfall.
Well, oh man,
it's not on the docky, but we can add it after. We can add it after this.
Well, I mean, that's not a PlayStation game, thank God. But I mean, it's an exclusive. It's not made by them.
But maybe, but you see what
I see what you mean. No, I 100% see what you mean.
But they're giving it to us on PlayStation Plus, but it's not really. It's even that sounds like what an extended demo is. And you got some nerve with your game being that trash for you to give us and you think I'm a what?
Right.
You got
they got a DLC coming around the corner, so they're trying to see if they can.
You got some nerve. But look what they're doing, and I respect it a little bit because it's probably what I would do. They know that their game probably doesn't have much juice to it in the build-up, so they're like, "Hey, here's this extended demo you can play for free. If I can get you hooked on the end game, then you might be more willing to play the full game to get to the end game." To do all the story and the DLC shit, hopefully. But no, nigga, I'm not. Give me this whole trash ass game for free. Hope that we enjoy this shit.
I couldn't believe that.
You gotta hope we enjoy this. Hope we enjoy it. Listen to everything we say about fixing it, and then maybe you could try to sell us a next DLC after we have your whole base game for free and we've told you how to fix your shit game. You're not doing that. You giving us, bro, you got some nerve. They got some nerve.
I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it.
That was a separate thing, but yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if this is true about extended demos, I'm guessing, yeah, I mean, it could be something like that. Hopefully not a dud like Godfall, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Like, let's say Naughty Dog does go forward and does a Last of Us multiplayer, like a full release or some shit. Maybe give like an early access demo or some shit to the highest tier.
Yeah. Now that is cool. Now, if it's just going to be early access stuff, I'm okay with that. And maybe I'm okay with that being locked to a higher tier.
Yeah.
If demos are going to be available for everybody, but it's just early access on this tier or something like that, I can live with that.
Like kind of like what EA does, EA early access or whatever.
Yeah, but see, that's different though, because that's just it's not a tier. If you have EA Play, you just, it's $5 and you get.
Well, no, whatever. I think it is a tier.
Is it?
I think so. I think the early access stuff is a tier, or maybe on console it's. Maybe
no, I'm just not sure. You could be 100% right. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I thought it was just $5.99 and you get everything. I didn't know.
I think there is a higher tier that allows you to play. Like that's how a lot of people played Battlefield 2042 early. Well, I think so. Yeah, it's either you can buy the little $90 one and get it like 5 days early, or you can. I know he did that for Battlefront 2, or one of the Battlefronts he did that for. I remember that. But maybe it's a little different now. And I could be.
Yeah. I think it was something like that before. Mm-hmm. But then they merged it all, I think is what they did.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I could be wrong though. I don't want to be wrong. I think this is a PC thing.
Oh, maybe it's a PC thing. Never mind.
Because I see EA Play Pro and EA Play, but on the console, I don't have an EA Play Pro option. I just have EA Play.
That's weird, man. I didn't even know it's a PC thing.
I think that might just be EA Play Pro for PC. Yeah. So you can subscribe to that, and maybe that gives you all the games and shit. Then but we don't have that on consoles.
Interesting. Okay, well,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. There you go. That's cool. I had no idea. Well, I don't know if it's cool, but it's interesting. I had no idea.
Cool. People paying, people buying. I guess cool for them.
There you go.
But yeah. It's interesting. Game streaming library. Yeah, whenever we do hear about this in official capacity, which I mean, this is a report, and this is more than likely true. I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, PS5s are going to outsell Xboxes the whole gen. We know that's going to be the case just because of worldwide branding appeal and everything like that. That's just what's going to happen. And of course, we know about their first party being mostly bangers. Subscription stuff. That's good. I mean, that's good that they're kind of getting to this early because, yeah, I mean, the Xbox, especially now, Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite multiplayer, and, you know, as they keep probably next year, going to finally start releasing more single player stuff on Game Pass, you know, it's going to build up quickly. But yeah, I think it's good that they're finally, you know, doing this answer or whatever, I guess you can call it. To me, when I read up on it, like, I know they use Game Pass in the buzz line, just going to bring clicks and stuff. But to me, it sounds like it's like a mixture of that plus like Nintendo's approach, but actually good, in my opinion. Or like, you know, Nintendo, the Switch Online stuff, that the main thing is, you know, oh, we have these old Nintendo, Super Nintendo, now Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games, right? And that's supposed to be all old shit. No new shit, anything like that. No new games. Day and date release or whatever, like what Xbox
or at least not
does.
yet.
At least not yet, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think PlayStation has to do that.
I think they do. Well, here's the thing.
I don't think so. Not for every game.
Well, no.
The Spider-Man,
No, not for that. No.
I guess the Ratchets kind of sort. That sounds crazy. The
Ratchets.
Let's say the Horizon Zero Dawn type. You can say that. Like God of Wars. They don't have to do it for that stuff. Maybe like whatever the next Astrobot game. Maybe if they do another Dreams type game, whatever.
I just think
Housemarque does.
I just think that Sony needs something like this, and I think they knew they needed something like this, which is why they gave us the PlayStation Collection. Because when you buy an Xbox, you pay for Game Pass, and then you have an entire library already, right there, access. I know you don't own the games and shit like that, but you have a library you can access, and if you want to play online, you have to have online. You have to have Game Pass anyway, so you get it, right? Like, and then you have this whole library. Before the PlayStation Collection, you could buy a PlayStation and literally have nothing to play if you couldn't afford a game, other than whatever happens to be the PlayStation Plus game of the month that month, which has been my problem, and it's something I know I've said years ago as well. Maybe on the show or not, but the PlayStation Plus free games should not be a month by month. You have to get it that month. It should be a collection that when you get it, you have access to whatever's been given away for free before. I can understand if certain games want to opt out of that collection. I think the developers or the publishers, they should have the ability to want to, hey, we'll leave our game on there for 3 months, but now we're out. We got what we wanted from this. Now we're out. If you want to play, you got to catch us on a sale or whatever. I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I think it should be something like that. If you haven't downloaded it by this time, then you don't own the game. I don't like the month limit. I think because it doesn't give people enough time. It doesn't give people enough variety when they buy a PlayStation. You know, right now, at least when you buy a PlayStation, you can play God of War, Horizon. You can play Ratchet and Clank. You have these different games that you can play. It's not the new Ratchet and Clank, obviously, but you can play these games and you have them immediately when you come in. You can just go download them. And I think they need a bigger library, because the Game Pass one is just shitting on it. It's just completely shitting on it with the amount of games that are on there that you can just jump into and play, old games, new games. The fact that I could buy an Xbox today, play for Game Pass, and I could play Horizon today without having to go buy a $60 game, and that's a new game that just came out this year. Sony don't got that. And you're right, they don't need it for a lot of their games. They don't have to do it for a lot of their games, but it is something. And it's the same thing we were talking about. Actually, the biggest example of it was MLB The Show, when Sony was pretty much forced to share their rights with Xbox and allow them to have the game. That game immediately went to Game Pass, and that had an impact. It made people feel a way. It made like
sold over there, 1 million players or whatever.
Plays. It went crazy because people were like, well, yeah. And if you don't have an Xbox, no problem. It just Sony needs a way to compete. And even if they don't initially come out with as big of a library, which I know they won't, because Sony has a lot of pride, I think, with some of their shit. And I think they really believe that some of their games are so good that people will just continue to buy them either at full price or on a sale.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why they raised them to $70. I mean,
I think so,
hasn't yet.
I think they will. I think they will.
Yeah,
But also they're very committed with the Game Pass stuff right now.
That's true.
So until the price on that raises, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also they are in the punching up position, so they do need these things to help progress them, and it's working. Mm-hmm. It is working on the Xbox side. I'm not shitting on them. It is working. It's good. It's forcing Sony to do stuff like this, which is also good. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens here. I'm very, very curious.
Yeah, because I pull up the Game Pass subscription price models because I can't remember all of them. But what I'm guessing, the highest tiered one, which has all the pretty much PS Plus all the game streaming, PS Now, all that. It have to be, unless they just kind of go crazy, like Game Pass Ultimate, which is pretty much the console one, where it's like, you get Game Pass and you get gold built into it, and you get EA Play. I think EA Play is the bonus, but yeah, let's just say just gold and the Game Pass. That's $15 a month.
15.
So that's $15 a month.
Not bad.
Which that makes sense. I mean, that adds up because gold is $60 a year, so that's what 5 by 12. That's $5 a month, and then regular Game Pass is $10. So quick maths. But yeah. So I feel like the highest tier one will be around that ballpark, $15 a month.
That's $180 a year.
That's what I think. Yeah.
180 a year ain't bad, man.
It's really not, man.
If you want to pay for it monthly, and then I'm sure so it's probably maybe like 160 if you paid for a year up front or something like that. What is it? If you want to pay for a year of Ultimate, what's the price? Can you do that? Can you even do it?
No, it's all.
You have to pay monthly.
It's recurring. It's all monthly. No, I think. Yeah.
They don't offer a discount if you pay up a year. They
don't offer an annual thing.
Wow.
I think it's because like outside the gold, they want people to continue just paying, and that keeping the visual of the $14.99. It still looks enticing, I guess.
I get $14.99 looks better than $160 a year. I get that.
If I see $160 per year,
I'm not giving you $160. I'm not giving you $160.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I mean, this is a little different, but like when you see Adobe's pricing on stuff, they be having stuff like that for the whole year, which I get. They have a lot of professional, industry led software. But when you see what was it, 100-some per year, I'd be like, oh well. Am I gonna edit that many videos? Or am I gonna premiere that many times? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
That's my expectation, I would say. If everything here remains intact. But yeah, it's good. I'll probably sign for it immediately, honestly.
You can still get Game Pass for $1. I see something here about a 3-month pass of Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, they do
for
they do sell the
45.
3-month one.
Okay.
And those go on sale sometimes too.
Yeah, so you get a 1 month for 15, and you can get up to 3 months for 45. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy considering 60 at full price gets you a year of PlayStation Plus. But when you consider how much more you're getting over here, I mean, just on this image right here, they got Halo Infinite, Sims 4, Forza, Back for Blood, Minecraft Dungeons, Psychonauts 2, Hades, and Doom Eternal, and that's just the games that are on the cover thing.
Yeah, that's just highlights.
Yeah. Madden 21. Yeah. I mean, this is a nice thing to be able to buy a console and instantly be able to play that. I respect that. Cool.
Yeah. So I don't think we're gonna hear by the end of the year. We're kind of getting towards the tail end of things. Sometime next year, I think, early, maybe February. I can see.
I agree. Sometime spring.
Like they just one day we wake up, they just drop a blog post like introducing Sony Game Pass, whatever the hell they're calling it. So PlayStation Plus Pass. That sounds terrible. Plus Pass. But yeah, cool stuff. I think that's the main thing for me for console T. Here you want to go into?
Let me give you all the good news about Marvel's Avengers. Yeah, man.
Stop playing it. Oh no, sorry.
Chose violence.
You finally deleted that shit. No, look, man. A lot of people did say for a long time that it was a good game, that there was a good game in there, and that they understand some of the frustration. And I think the frustration with this game is, and I can see it already. And I think I said it when I played the beta, is the end game is going to get repetitive. I think what maybe was not clear is that this is a Destiny style game. That is what it is. There is main stories. There's a main story to kind of go through. Once you complete the story, then you're kind of playing these missions that can get a bit repetitive in order to level these characters up, to get them higher and stuff like that. And I think what they basically need is just to keep adding more story missions and more stuff to make it interesting. The story is really cool. I don't want to give out any like crazy spoilers. I've kind of told y'all about like the first part of it, the first campaign, I guess that's in the game, the Marvel's Reassemble campaign. Kamala Khan goes around basically reassembling the Avengers, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye. No, not Hawkeye, Black Widow.
Wait, Captain America?
Captain America.
Died.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, it's not really a spoiler. They like, I mean, the game's been out for like what, over a year now.
I mean, yeah, the game's been out for over a year, and he's on the cover. Like, obviously, you get to play as him at some point. I don't know how to tell you how it works in the story. I didn't say he didn't die. I didn't say he came back in the story. I just said he's playable. But you know, if you think he comes back in the story, then it's all up to you. Whatever you want to believe, bro. I'm just saying he's playable.
I spoiled it.
Spoiled it yourself. If it's a spoiler, I don't know if he comes back in the game or not. I don't know. Okay. I didn't confirm that. Anyways,
I don't know that either. So,
but he is playable. But yeah, no. So basically, yeah, she's reassembling the Avengers and whatnot, and yeah, it's just a cool. The story's great. That alone, I think, is, especially if you got it on sale over the Black Friday, stuff like that, or if you catch it on sale during the holidays at $15.99 or $20 for the Ultimate or Deluxe Edition, whatever it was. That was digitally. I don't know what the prices were on the physicals, but I think they were similar.
$10 to $15. GameStop for 10, and then everywhere else at 15.
Yeah. So if you get that, I think it's more than worth it just for the stories that you get to play as these characters. And I think that all the characters, bar one that I will talk about in a second here, they all feel good in their own unique ways as you learn to use their characters and use them effectively. Kamala with her stretchy stuff, Captain America with his shield. His little like ultimate power is so cool with his shield because he basically just boxing niggas, but the shield is like an extension of himself. So he's just kind of every jab he's throwing the shield. It's dope. It's just the characters feel really good. Iron Man the same way. I think I told you that before. Iron Man felt great. It feels good to fly around as him shoot. He got rockets, lasers, and blasts. You got Thor with his hammer. And Captain America's shield basically is a hammer too. So you chuck it and it comes right back to you every single time. Doesn't matter where you throw it. Doesn't matter where you launch it. Doesn't matter if it hits off anything or not. It comes right back to you every single time. And I know that's kind of a bullshit. Like it doesn't really make sense, but I don't give a fuck. It's a boomerang. He launches it and it will always come back. And the thing is, it comes back to wherever you're standing. So if you're good with it, you launch it at an enemy. And if that enemy tries to move, you move so that when it comes back to you, it comes back through the enemy again. So you can almost always make it a double hit with Captain America. So that's really cool. Who else in the game? Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. She's probably one of my favorite characters in the game. She is basically a hunter from Destiny. She's an arc wielding hunter from Destiny. That is what she is. She's super fast. She's got the guns that she can
void. My nigga.
She got no void. But her superpower is this big ass long staff. She gets super energized and she just starts fucking shit up and doing all kinds of flips, and she's fast as shit. She's dope. Her maneuvering is so great because she does this grapple maneuver. It's so good. Yeah, she's amazing. Hulk. I will say Hulk sometimes feels a little basic. It feels like they didn't want to overpower him, so sometimes he doesn't do. But I also haven't fully bumped all his skills and shit up, so he might feel more powerful the more powerful I make him and the more powerful gear I can get him. There's been a recent update in the game. You used to be able to level up gear of any level, so you could get like the common gear, the green, blue, whatever gear, and you can level it all up. Now there's none of that anymore. They've been taking out the game, so when y'all turn on the game, you're not even going to see this previous shit. But I started playing before that update, so they had kind of converted all of my upgrade materials to the new resources that are kind of there, or the two main resources that they focus on now. And you can only upgrade like the exotic gear and shit, I think is what it is. So your other gear, you're just getting whatever's the highest gear and kind of putting it on or comparing it, because some gear doesn't have like boosts and perks and stuff. Some gear does. The game is good, man. The characters feel good. I'm gonna start playing the Kate Bishop one next. So I'll let y'all know how her, and then Hawkeye's after that. So I'll let y'all know how they feel. I don't want to ruin the story, but how they kind of transition into Kate Bishop and the Hawkeye stuff is really, really cool. Because that Hawkeye is cool. I'll just say it like this. I don't want to say that. That kind of ruins it too. But how they transition because the campaigns are tied together. It's just they're not, you play this one, then you play this one. And you can start, like when you turn on the game, if you guys don't give a fuck about nothing, you can just go play the Wakanda DLC if you want to. It started off and just play that. You don't have to play the reassemble. I just kind of wanted to go.
I do want to do reassemble just because it's the main story. It's Kamala Khan. And
yeah, she feels good.
That was all, yeah. I remember from the demos a couple of years ago, they like how she played. So yeah, and it's Kamala Khan is the main lead, which is surprising. So I think that in itself is playing through. So one, I guess I have it. I'll show you. I saw it before, but yeah, I got the game. It's still in the plastic wrap, but I'm gonna get to it sometime. When I'm gonna play through the Halo Infinite campaign, and then I'm kind of debating on either starting that, because you're talking about a lot now. I'm kind of intrigued. That or Guardians of the Galaxy.
You want to play Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm mad I didn't buy that on sale, but I had too much going on.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, everybody and their moms
loves it. But if
friend's son bought that for $30 to $25.
and I would say this: if they made Star-Lord feel anywhere as good, and I know the other characters you don't get to actually control and play as, but if they made Star-Lord feel anywhere as good as they made the characters in Avengers feel, bar the one that I'm about to talk about here in a second, I don't see how that game is a miss. Sounds fire. But
yeah, I was considering starting Guardians first. Just
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you
about that. Not even because Avengers track about me.
No.
Just because it's more recent. I do want to play, and everything I keep reading about, everyone's like, even we were like, yeah, this game could be made, whatever, but it had some promise. But apparently, people were like, oh man, the narrative and story. I was like, okay, well, shit. That's good to hear. So I
try to dive into that one over the Christmas break, I think, then.
And then I'll probably get into Avengers just to keep the Marvel train going. Then
because I will say Avengers, like I said, because it's a Destiny style game, and that's the one thing I want to harp on people. The reason I enjoy this game is it's a Destiny style game without the pressure of Destiny. Because there's no pressure for you to come back every week and do all these resets. It does exist, right? It does exist. And there is an online mode and shit like that, right? There is. But when y'all decide to play Avengers, if y'all don't want to do none of that online shit and y'all just want to run missions and we level up our characters ourselves together, playing together, we can do that. We can run missions ourselves and just play as our friends, and we can level up ourselves. We don't have to go play with a bunch of people online. We don't have to go do anything where we're playing against other people or competing with other people. We can just play as our own and level up characters the same way. We can do that. So there's no pressure.
There's a competitive aspect on the online side.
I got to double check on that. I can't say for sure. I haven't messed with it yet. Let me just look at it real quick. Let me just look up real quick. I'm not 100% sure.
I know on the Destiny side, the big part of the replay value is the PvP side. I was wondering if
that's true.
Avengers would have something like that.
Yeah. So okay, so this is the core of the multiplayer. Let me try to see if I can explain it. In Initiative, so it's called the Avengers Initiative. In the Initiative, you can take on a plethora of missions and tasks at increasing difficulty levels to earn better gear, which is basically like, I guess I call them strike. I call it basically strikes, right? This is where the game as a service aspect of Avengers kicks in, because the goal of Initiative, essentially the end game, is to max out the level of each hero with legendary and even exotic gear, grab some pals, and embark on the everlasting journey to fight AIM and saving humans. There is no competitive multiplayer aspect to Marvel's Avengers yet, though the game will be supported for a long time to come, which will undoubtedly bring more features. For now, you'll just need to party up and try to hit max level. So there is no player versus player, which is why I'm saying there's no pressure on us.
I think that's fine.
I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah. I don't think
because
the game needs it.
And I get where Ian's come from. I get that just trying to be better than other players and being able to have your character beat somebody else's character is a massive draw. But I also like just the concept of us just, yo, I'm trying to level up my Hulk. You're trying to level up your Iron Man. You're trying to level up your Black Panther. And we just go have fun playing as random Marvel characters and doing random shit and coordinating our supers and beating up random robots and shit. That is fun. And to me, I think as much as people say it's a PvP and whatever, I still believe that the main draw of the Destiny endgame and that style of game endgame is the camaraderie of the community. It's the people that you're playing with. Because if you could do raids solo, you could do those strikes solo, and don't get me wrong, I know some of them you can do with all of that bullshit, but if you could do them all solo, you would not play as much. You would get burned out. You would get bored doing that week after week by yourself. The key, the biggest thing is having a group to do it with and play, and it gives you the most motivation and everything like that. And I think Avengers provides all of that exact same thing, except that you can really kind of do it on your own schedule and whenever you and your friends can match up, because you can have some fun on your own, because I think the different characters are so varied that even though some of the missions seem a bit repetitive, and even though some of the enemies can seem a bit repetitive, there's enough variety in the characters that you're using and trying to master them, that you can still have fun playing on your own. And then when you add your friends in whenever they're available, it just ups the fun. I see the potential here. I'm not saying it's a game, and that's why I'm not saying you guys have to just start this now when you got to get leveled up, because it doesn't matter. Like, play it at your own pace when you're ready, hop in when you want. There's no pressure on you. Didn't mean to go that long on that, so let me finish up on this real quick. Spider-Man, he got added into this game clearly as a bonus bullshit character, and it's fine. Listen, we made fun of the Xbox people when they announced Spider-Man for this game. That was all fun and games. It was funny, but they added the Spider-Man in literally pretty much just to piss off Xbox players. It was funny. They didn't put any effort into his character. His character does not feel good. And this is coming from other characters in this game who swing. Natasha Romanoff uses her grapple to swing around the environments. And Kamala Khan uses her stretchy arms to swing around the environments. I'm trying to think who else does too. I think Captain America kind of swings a bit too, but it's because he jumps and then grabs on the shit. But as far as people that like throw something to swing, I think those are the two. Oh, but I haven't played with Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. I think they do that as well. Either way, I'm just going to talk about the characters I know. Natasha and Kamala both feel really great when you're maneuvering around the areas, especially the cities where there's a lot of random shit for you to kind of grab on and hook to and swing. Spider-Man doesn't feel that way. He feels clunky the whole time. He just feels, and obviously he's doing the Spider-Man 2 thing where he's just connecting to the air or clouds, whatever. He's just magically swinging on the edge of the universe or something. It's bad. Him fighting doesn't feel too bad, but his super to me doesn't really make much sense. Shit just kind of happening. It looks kind of cool, but it's whatever. The character just doesn't feel good. It doesn't bother me at all because you just don't have to use them, but it doesn't feel good. Just go play the Spider-Man PS4 game, play Miles Morales. Just play that. It's better. It's better. It's just way better by a mile. This isn't for that. Maybe they'll update him eventually or something like that, but this isn't for that. And I don't know that they've showed his face at all. So I don't know if there's like a character model for Peter. There might be. I haven't looked through all his outfits. I think it's just
actually funny. I didn't think about that.
I think he's in all suits, but I haven't looked through his suit because you can see pretty much all the available suits or all the available unlockable shit. So a lot of them you have to like pay for, which I haven't seen a way to earn that currency. So I think you have to actually pay for a lot of them. But there are a good bit of suits you unlock just through gameplay and earning, consumables and shit like that. But the worst part of the Spider-Man thing is how he's introduced. Every other character is introduced. So like I haven't played the Kate Bishop thing, right? But she has a whole story chain. Basically, you're going to come in, Kate Bishop, and there's going to be a whole thing that you get to play as her. That should get you some like higher rank gear by the end of it. Get her up to a certain level, get all of her superpowers and stuff. Like I say superpowers, but her super abilities unlocked in the game. That type of shit, right? You learn about her character along the way, all that type of stuff. Well, Spider-Man's, what they did for him was they just retconned him into the game. So you play. So this is what's going to happen to you. And I will drop a spoiler alert here. So Ian, timestamp we're gonna put a spoiler drop here. You play the reassemble campaign, right? You play through that, it's all cool. Then you get this little thing that's like, oh, Spider-Man is in the helicarrier, you gotta go talk to him. When you go talk to him, there's no playable story chain for Spider-Man. So instead, you're just playing missions as Spider-Man, or you can go play missions and select Spider-Man as your character, but they introduce his character just through a whole storyboard. So he comes in and he's like, I'm Spider-Man and I like to work alone, but AIM really got out of hand and I have to work with the Avengers. And then it goes through everything that you experienced in the reassemble campaign, but now Spider-Man was just around somewhere.
He's in the background, like, yeah.
He's not even in the background. He's prominent. He's there. Like you play the whole game, you ain't hear Spider-Man over no comms. Ain't nobody saying nothing about a spider. Now in this Spider-Man thing, he's just there. He was there the whole time, and you just play as him, and it just shows you him through all these moments. It's a long ass fucking cutscene of him being through all the whole story as if he was there the whole time, and then now he's an available character for you to select and go around with. And I was like, and then y'all did that, and then you didn't put any effort into him as a character, like into his moveset or anything. Wow. It seems like they basically just took the basics of a lot of other characters, put some Spider-Man skins on, and we're like, yeah, this should suffice. We're just going to take Romanoff's grapple, and then we'll just make it so that it can connect to anything randomly in the air, and he'll just swing around. And I could have got over the swinging thing if it just felt more fluid, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel fluid. And again, I'm sure you've seen this narrative online, Gerard, but Spider-Man just keeps hitting these random ceilings.
Really?
Like, yeah, as he's swinging, he just hits these random ceilings, and that's what makes it feel unfluid, because you'll just like you do the Spider-Man thing and you fling up, and then you're looking to go into like the natural flow, and then you want to kind of. I'm so used to the Spider-Man, this PS4.
This is his PS1 Go.
No, it's where it. Well, yeah, I'm so used to PS4 now that
that's different.
You swing in it, you swing, and you just catch that momentum, and you're just going right. This is like it'll just stop you and be like, this is as high up as you're going. Swing again now, or just fall. What do you want to do? And then you're just like, okay, and then you're trying to catch the rhythm, but there really isn't one because the ceiling is different in different parts of the game for him. Like, it's weird, man. So
does Iron Man have limitations?
Nope, he just flies around. I mean, he does have limitations as far as high up he goes eventually, but he just fly. You get Iron Man in a city, you can start on the ground and you just fly up over everything and then fly around. Yeah, he doesn't. And Thor is the same way, but he flies with the hammer. Flying with Thor is a little bit weirder because obviously he like flings the hammer first and then he's kind of flinging and then you're kind of doing this. So it's a little bit harder, like do attacks and stuff. And you do have to adjust to Iron Man because he's flying around too. So you have to know how to do it, but then also do his attacks. He takes a little bit of a learning curve too, but it's cool, man. It's cool. It's a good game. It is a good game. It is a good game, man. Especially at $15 to $20. It's a good game. It's a good game. I know the end game isn't perfect. I know it's not like, I get that. And maybe they could have made some more of those suits. There's some really cool suits in there that I think you can only buy. And I wish some more of those were available. And I haven't looked at what the prices of like the credits and stuff are. So maybe they're very reasonable prices and I just don't know. I haven't looked. Because the version I bought the $20 version and I got a free like 1,400 or maybe it was 1,000 credits or something like that. Oh, and I looked that up. It was worth it because the regular version was $14.99. The deluxe version was $20. You got 1,000 credits. If you buy 1,000 credits in the game, that's $10, I think. So I got the 1,000 credits plus some extra suits for Kamala or something like that for $5 extra. So it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. Okay. So you can buy credits and buy suits in the game if you want to, unlock them, put them on the characters whenever you want to. It's cool, man, but it's it's something I think people should give a chance. If you like the Avengers and you just want to play as these characters, it is a fun way to do that. It's a fun way to do that. So yeah. That's it's Marvel Avengers.
All right.
Marvel's Avengers, guys. All right. What time is it? Okay, 2. Last thing of the day, folks. Before the spoiler drop, Joe Budden, y'all niggas, please stop talking about this shit. Don't do it. Just let us do it. This is not for y'all. Just let us talk about the MCU. Don't talk about it. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. I respect y'all. I still listen to your podcast. I enjoy it. Patreon, all of that. But stop this. Y'all got to stop doing this. Every time y'all do it, y'all just sound very disconnected and old and like y'all haven't been keeping up with comic books. I know you used to read comic books in the 70s when you were born or whatever, but now it's 2021 and you haven't been reading comic books. You haven't been keeping up. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. And yeah. So I just need you guys to keep up and know what you're talking about instead of screaming at each other about some shit you're barely educated on. And that's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just that's and Ian knows this. Joe and them was just talking about we should have started off with this, but that just triggered it to me. I'm sorry, guys. Rest in peace, Virgil Abloh. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. There's a couple people we missed in these couple episodes. I don't think we talked about. We
talked about
we mentioned Virgil at the tail end of the last episode.
Oh, we did mention him in last episode, right?
Episode 141, yeah. But I don't think we mentioned
we didn't mention Dolph, maybe not.
So yeah.
Or maybe no.
That might be.
That was the episode we didn't record. It was the episode we didn't record. We did talk about it. It was the episode we didn't record though.
I just got sad again. So.
But man. But either way. But Joe was talking about how why did Virgil have to be Virgil for people to know he was Virgil? That's cool. Well, why I gotta be Derek for people to know I'm Derek? I'm Derek right now. So if he real about that, then he can go look at our YouTube, see 140 plus episodes of work. And then he can go, yo, yeah, they might not have the million followers to show that they quality, but if you look at it, it's quality, right? So come do that. Just look at that. Come see that, right? And then let me come tell you why you're wrong about everything you were screaming about. I'm not even gonna let Gerard go to you because he might.
Don't let me do it, man. Don't let me do it.
He might make you give up on podcast.
He might make
comics.
Don't
talk about comics again. Stick to the music business.
Stick to music and the street shit and all the R&B. Talk about Snow Allegra. Talk about that. Shit. Don't talk about this. You don't know about these comics no more. Unless niggas is specifically talking about comics from 74, don't say shit about nothing. Shut the fuck up. That simple, Joe. That simple. I fuck with you though. I like the pod. You be doing some bullshit sometimes, but I like the pod. I still fuck with you. Anyways. Spoiler drop time. Hawkeye episode 3. Let's do it. Drop, please.
Spoiler. Hawkeye episode 3. All right. So I'm not gonna go too deep into everything and try my best to kind of cleanly go through it all. But the first 10, 12 minutes or so, maybe 15. Let's say 10, 15 minutes. We get the background for Maya Lopez, aka Echo, who we saw at the very end of episode 2 in the Red Room. So we learned that she was born deaf, and she did not go to special deaf school. She pretty much went to regular public school. Everybody else, just because we find out that her father, they couldn't afford it. Just any other. But but you can tell she's intelligent for a young age. She also learned martial arts, and we also learned of her ability, and I think why in the comics they call her Echo is because she's kind of similar to Taskmaster, where she's very good at reading movements and being able to pretty much like do it on the fly. Yeah. Just about photographic reflex, I guess you can call it.
Firepower.
Honestly, man, that's
like,
real.
That's what you're doing. I can do that.
Just see someone do some real Bruce Lee shit and just do it on the fly, man. That'd be amazing.
Somebody out there can do that. There's somebody. There's something.
Probably.
We have AI robots. Somebody in our universe can do that. Please, God, just give us superheroes. At this point, just give us a couple. I might as well come out with a bang, right? Just let the son of Krypton come and just do it. Anyways,
if you start seeing superhero niggas flying around this motherfucker,
I'm in. Oh, I'm becoming a Robin.
I'd be like, it's about time y'all motherfuckers start showing yourselves.
Sign me up. My knees is bad.
What serum I gotta take, man.
Man, I'm a super soldier. I'm 100% jumping in. I'm 100% jumping in. What program? And if I can't join in the hero, I'm joining the villains. You think I want to join the League of Shadow? Nigga, please. I'm out. I'm out. Going right to the league. Right to Rosh. I'm a lost soul, Raj. I go, please.
I'm a lost soul. Oh man. Okay.
Like how I saw a DC convo in here.
We'll get to them soon. We'll get back to them soon. But yeah. So yeah, they showed her in the dojo, and her dad was like, oh, look out, uncle is gonna pick you up after school. This. And so we learned two things from the beginning. We learned that her dad was also part of Tracksuit Mafia because he was straight up wearing a tracksuit. He wasn't like talking, speaking in broken English, bro. He wasn't talking like that. He just talked like
he was a smart nigga in the tracksuit mind.
Right. who knows why or how that happened? Maybe we'll learn later.
I hope.
But when he's like, oh yeah, your uncle will pick up after martial arts practice, whatever. And you see a dude's arm, like black suit arm, and you see the hand, and he kind of like pinches her cheek, kind of hears a chuckle. All right, so that's 100%. That's 100%. Vincent D'Onofrio, actor who played Kingpin in the Marvel Daredevil. I'm 100% calling it.
Oh my
now.
God, are you kidding me right now?
No, when he chuckled, I was like, oh, that's too familiar.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, and that's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that shit, nigga.
Bro. No, and I went back and heard it twice. I was like, oh, that's him, bro. Oh, we getting him. That's
the best Kingpin I've ever experienced.
That is the best one. I do like Michael Clark Duncan's take. Back in the first Daredevil movie. Rest in peace. That was an interesting take.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is trash though. But yeah, back to this. So yeah, and he does a little chuckle, and she's like, yeah, but he's off screen, so we don't see him. And I'm like, okay, they're teasing him. Okay, they're teasing him. So yeah, and we saw her watch this black kid's moves like out there. She trips him up with ease because that's just part of her ability.
Mm-hmm.
Quick fast forward, she's older, kind of like, I guess not now, but she's around the age now where the current actress is playing her, and she's doing some martial arts training in like a fighting ring or whatever. See that she still has the ability, and she's gotten better at it. She's able to kick people's asses with ease. And we see her go to this like dark abandoned like auto shop. It was called Fat Man's Auto Parts, and I was like, Fat Man, huh?
Fat Man, interesting choice of a name.
Fat Man?
Who could that be?
Who could that be?
Who would be fat? Who's fat in this universe? I don't
know. Who could it be? But yeah, she gets in there. She's what looks to be Ronin, like Clint Barton Ronin. We don't see his face, but we know it's him. He kills her pop. She's like, what the fuck? And we see him like bust out the back window, and he's gone. Whatever. And then her pop's dead. So there's already like this, to me, there's like a parallel between her pops died, and Kate Bishop, her pops died, but he died, and they both love their pops. So they both are like daughters of fathers and this and the other. So, and then fast forwards to Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, and Kate Bishop tied up in the Tracksuit Mafia place. And then later, they're trying to talk and this and the other. And then we see Maya Lopez, aka Echo, come out, and she's full speaking sign language because she's deaf. And she notices that Clint has the hearing aid in his ear, and she was just like, they both kind of talk to each other in kind of sign language. She basically is just like, yo, are you deaf? He's like, no, just hard of hearing, blah blah. And he's like, why the hell are y'all here? What's going on with Ronin? And he's like, I don't like. You don't have to worry about Ronin. Ronin's dead. And she pretty much asked him like, how is he dead? Like, and it's like, who killed him? She's like, oh no, he was like it's Black Widow, Natasha Black Widow. And she's like, okay, so both of them were dead. How convenient? How do you know that? He's like, I'm there. But he's, obviously he's still not trying to disclose that he is Ronin. Nobody here really knows that yet. But yeah, and
information he got to keep to himself.
Like, I don't even understand how people don't know that he's like, at least Kate Bishop should know.
She's figuring it out.
I thought she was gonna figure it out. I think she will figure it out by the end of this, though. I think that's
why are you so attached to this outfit.
I think next episode we're gonna figure it out. I think we're gonna get over that real quick.
I don't think it's about him being attached. I think he
wanted to cast. That was a dark part of his life.
Yeah, but I also think it's an easy thing for him to not tie himself to. Still, like, it doesn't have to be him. I think it's pretty easy for him to be able to do that. And I don't understand like why. I mean, that's kind of messed up. I mean, I get it. She loves her dad and all that type of shit, but I mean, did he give up a life? I guess we have to know more information about this version of her father and all that type of shit, and what exactly he was doing and why Ronin decided that he was worthy or needed to be killed. Because if your dad is out here doing fucked up shit and the mob is running amok, especially during this time, in the blip and everything, which is when he became Ronin, then maybe your dad wasn't the guy or something, you know.
I honestly think everyone's gonna figure out their parents weren't what they
weren't that great,
and I'll get to that towards the tail end of this recap. At least for Kate Bishop as well. So yeah, and then she kind of tries to interrogate Kate, but Kate kind of being hot. Kate just blah blah blah. She talks a lot, and she's not really tactful yet because she's still green as hell.
Super green.
Clint was cool, calm, collected through the whole thing. He knew a little sign language. Kate's over here blabbing like, "Oh, I blah 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 blah. This and the other. I don't know what you're talking about. I just had the suit and that's it. Blah blah blah." But then like Echo's like, "The fuck." She kind of like tries to like chokehold her. She's like, "No, I just had the suit. I don't know any relevance to it. I didn't know what blah blah blah." She tried to clear herself, and it was like whatever. In the midst of all that, Clint is like busy, just like his hands are tied. He's been bound. He cut it on like I guess the back part of the little thing he was sitting on, and he managed to break off and like run. And then Echo in the tracksuit was like, "The fuck," trying to chase after his ass, and he managed. Well, before he gets his bow back. But he gets in a kind of a quick fight with Echo, and we get to see it was a good fight scene, little fight scene. And it was kind of like a slow walk, one take kind of fight scene. Not too many cuts. But yeah, we see a little hand-to-hand combat. She knocks him on his behind, and then we see his earpiece falls out, and she smashes it. She's like, "Nah, fuck that
Step
shit."
right on that shit.
Like, nah, bro, I'm deaf. You don't need that shit. Like
you deaf too, nigga. And she told him you rely on technology too much. You say, "Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm gonna teach you something. Let me show you."
So I'm gonna learn you some shit. Yeah. So Shrib says that like or hand signs and just like, "Yeah, you rely on the tech too much." So yeah, that's that. And then like he's like, so parts of this episode too, we can tell that his left side of the hearing is just fucking shot, bro. Like it's everything. It's just
is it just his left side or is it both sides?
I said his left side.
It made it seem like
I believe it's just his left side. Because I think if you're bad at hearing in both ears, you're gonna have two hearing aids, right, for each side, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think so. One.
So why does it when he takes why is he able to tune out everything by turning down the one side?
Maybe both ears maybe he's hard of hearing in both, but the left one is more shot than the other. So maybe what they tried. Oh, go ahead.
Both probably have an issue.
Yeah.
But obviously, like Gerard said, the left one is more prominent. So that's why when he has it out, he can hear. It's just very, very like muffled to him.
Muffled comes out of the right ear, but
like what he's hearing through one. It's not like he can hear super clear because we're designed to be able to hear from both sides. You know what I mean? Like left, right.
That's spatial hearing.
So he's hearing it unless he's like directly focused on you and intently, like he's not going to be able to fully catch everything. And only reason I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything like that at all, but I have a fraternity brother who has hard of hearing in one ear, and I'm not going to say anything like that, but he is he'll tell you like, "Yo, you gotta say something, you gotta say it into the right ear so I can really hear, and you kind of got to be close, and I got to be like listening to you, because if you just say something to me off the cuff and I'm not paying attention, I'm not going to hear you, or I might hear you mumbling, I might not even know you're talking to me." So it is something you have to take into consideration. So the hard of hearing thing is definitely something that I've experienced with people. So I know, like, even though one ear might be good or better than the other one, it doesn't mean that ear can hear perfectly. And if you just turn this way, I'll hear everything perfectly. I might hear better. And if I'm concentrating, I can. But if you're just talking, and especially obviously consider he's trying to, he's trying not to hear Kate as well in the show.
She be talking a lot. Yeah.
Since that's part of the point, he's gonna do that. So yeah, I think that kind of explains maybe why it comes off that way. But I think that's pretty authentic to it. And again, I'm not an expert. If there's somebody out there who thinks this isn't like a accurate portrayal, please let me know how you feel about it.
For sure.
Please let us know. And if there's if they maybe, I would assume that Marvel would have done their research and had people. And if you have a deaf actor, and then I would assume you had, people who, obviously you could communicate and portray that experience and make sure that's known, but then also have people who might be hard of hearing who can also portray that experience and, just all that type of stuff. So I would assume there were people who lived that life who they brought in to create this so that they're being represented properly. So, Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where that's kind of like my line thinking of it as well. Like I feel like they had to, especially to introduce a whole character who is deaf. That's canonically correct and accurate. So yeah, I feel like they'd have to do the research on it as well. But yeah, so that's gonna be part of a thing throughout most of the episode, probably the rest of the series, unless he gets a new hearing aid or something.
Well, it got fixed though, didn't it? Or isn't that what they were waiting on for it to get fixed?
They took it to I guess the lady that designed it for him originally, or made it for him or whatever, or just got him, I guess, the doctor.
The doctor.
And
yeah.
But he didn't get it back yet. 'Cause I think she said, "Oh, it'll take me a bit to fix it." But yeah, but for remainder of the episode, oh, what's up?
I thought he. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought that
maybe at the end when they're like in the diner.
Yeah, because I thought they were in the diner waiting for her to finish it in wherever she was, and she got cash only, and they're waiting for her to finish it. And then when they went back to the penthouse, her mom's penthouse, I thought I thought it was fixed already.
I
could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I'll have to double check.
Not perfect. I don't know.
Yeah, I have to double check that. Okay, so yeah, still in the Tracksuit Mafia hideout or whatever, and he gets to the fight with her. He loses the hearing aid, but he manages to run in. He finds his bow and arrows, and we finally see some cool archery shit. Yeah, we finally see some cool archery shit from Hawkeye again. Yeah, he shoots a couple arrows, pins Maya to the wall like through her shirt, that type of deal. And then he kind of jumps over. He shoots his one. What did he shoot? Oh, he shot something in there to where it would free Kate.
Mm-hmm. He shot the shit, so it went through, and then it hit somebody, and then it like went through the tape to break it.
Yeah, and to break it.
I was wondering how long they thought duct tape was gonna hold Hawkeye though. Kate maybe, but I was like, how long do y'all really believe duct tape to hold this nigga? If you this big crime boss, right? Connect the Kingpin and all this shit. Y'all think this Avenger is going to be held here by duct tape? That's why I told y'all before this episode, Hawkeye, his whole aesthetic in this episode is, nigga, I fought Thanos. Y'all really got to stop playing with me. And y'all got me in duct tape. Fam, I'm getting out of this. Like, I'm not
talking to y'all right now.
I'm leaving. Like, when I want to, I am leaving. Like, are you serious? Yeah, no, come on.
Yeah, bro. So they basically both break out, and they pretty much and then Kate kind of fights a couple of dudes or whatever. She's never bow and arrow back yet. But they fight some dudes. Clint, he shoots more people with ease, slight work, no problem. Shoots people. Some people get fucked up in their hands. Some get fucked up and just get pinned to a wall. Just depends on who it was. He actually shoots the arrow that he shoots to free Kate. Because Kazi, I guess, who's like the right hand man. It nips his ear. He's like, shit, and it nips his left ear. He's not deaf. It hits him, like grazes him, and then frees her. So his left ear is a little hurt as well too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so they escape. They hop into an old school car. They skip the Dodge Challenger. That's a comic book reference, actually, because in the comic, the car chase that happens with the Tracksuit Mafia, that's the thing early on in the comic that this is based off of. But the thing was, Black Widow in the comic actually has that Dodge Challenger, and she lets Clint borrow it for a bit. And she's like, "Oh, if you like it so much, why don't you keep it?" And they drive in that car in the comic, but they totally. So that's kind of like, it's like if you know type of situation. Right. He's like, I don't want to fuck up the nice 72 Dodge Challenger to get into this other little old school car. Yeah. And now we get probably of all the Disney Plus shows this year, that's not What If, I would say it's probably one of the best scenes of all of them. There's it's a one shot of a car chase, and it's like, oh man, it's like chasing. They're like, oh shit, how many? 4, and they're chasing. And then Clint's basically like, I can't hear that well. I'm driving, you shoot. And he basically tells her, use all the trick arrows. And so Kate,
she told her to drive first, remember? He was she drive, and she was like, no.
Like, no, I don't want to, like, no. And he's like,
and then they didn't have a choice.
They had no choice. Yeah, because it's like the tracksuit dudes bust out, were trying to shoot, and she's like, oh shit. So they just jumped in, just went. So yeah, so she gets a hold of the trick shots. None of them labeled. So she's just shooting. She don't really know what she's shooting. She's just trusting Clint. She shoots one. It's like this putty shot or putty arrow that like spreads this pink purplish goo over the windshield. One car gets wiped out. Now there's 4 cars. Now it's 3 chasing them. And then there's a few others. she shoots like one that actually like explodes, straight up like I guess an explosive arrow, whatever. And then one other car gets wiped out. Blah blah blah. She shoots another one. It's like a suction one, and she's like, "What the fuck, Clint? Why can't you label these shits?" Like, whatever. Just keep shooting, whatever. And they're driving. And then it keeps going. It gets across the bridge, and there's only 2 cars. There's I think it's the van, the Trust the Bro van. There's a van just says Trust the Bro.
Oh yeah.
Kind of goofy, funny. And then of course, the Dodge Challenger, the old school Dodge Challenger. That's Maya's car. That's Echo's car. So she and Kazi are driving that one. And then the other big dude and then the other tracksuit dudes are in the van. And they're chasing across a bridge. And then they finally cut off a few other people here. And there's a crazy chase scene. It's great. They get to the end and they stop because it's like a standstill on the bridge. They get out. And Kate actually manages to get her bow back from. There was like a time when they were driving on the bridge before they got to that part where
they conveniently brought her bow with them.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah,
let's bring her bow just in case we need it.
Just in case. I found that funny. Unless it was already in the car. No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was already in the car.
Why?
That's what they brought them in that car. I think they left her bow in the car.
And they left
her bow. No. She crashed into the building.
She crashed into the building, bro. And they took her shit off her, and it was in the building. And Hawkeye had walked in there and handed all that shit over. So again,
they brought Hawkeye there in the car. Yeah. Or the van, maybe.
The van, I think it was.
Yeah, because that car is Echo's car.
But either way, Hawkeye stuff was inside, just like Kate's was. And then magically it was in the car on the chase, and she was able to reach over and grab it. She's like, I'll take that. Thanks. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's a Christmas miracle.
I'm gonna keep inserting my cheesy Christmas lines. But yeah, and then she conveniently does get her bow back when they kind of stop and they stop on the bridge and they're like, they get out. And it's like, okay. And Clint's like, here, Kate, take this arrow. I'm gonna use this arrow. It's like, just shoot up and I'm gonna shoot one at yours. So he has a Hank Pym arrow, which is cool. That's some classic, like that's some comic shit where it's like Hawkeye has he shoot
Come on, man. That when I saw that I lost it.
I was like, that was dope.
The second I saw Pym in that little blue, I was like, oh, something
it's
crazy.
Time, boys. It's time.
I don't know what's going to happen, but something crazy is about to happen. What is he gonna do? And when that shit blew up, I said, oh,
that was amazing. There's a big ass arrow that came crashing down. So yeah, Kate shoots her arrow, and then Clint shoots his arrow at hers as it's coming down. And the Pym one, it makes it get big because the blue power names Pym blue power means big. I think red means shrink. It made it big, and it came out as a huge ass arrow, and it just crashes and into like a van or whatever. I don't think. No,
I think it was the Trust the Bro van, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was that one.
Bro van. Yeah, it wasn't the Dodge Challenger. That just got fucked up.
Yeah, that got crashed as they were riding.
Yeah, and so they're like, shit. It's like that was dope. And then they had to they did some super risky shit where they both jumped off the bridge, and Clint does the Avengers shit where he like turns around and shoots up to grapple swing underneath the bridge, and there's a train under there. And somehow, some way, Clint uses the suction arrow. He grabbed it earlier when they got out from the other car that was chasing him.
Oh yeah,
and they barely attached to the end of the train, which that shit is kind of ridiculous to me too. Hilariously ridiculous. I was like, oh, perfect. With the perfect strength to hold 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they managed to do that. So they get out, and that's when they're kind of walking around finally. Oh no, they take the actual train. They're on the train, and that's when Kate's trying to talk to Clint. Like she says something, she's like, "Oh man, we forgot to feed the dog." It's like he's been cooped up this whole time, and then that's when we remember, Clint's still hard of hearing. And he's like not truly hearing Kate, so he repeats the same thing to her. But then he says something like, "Oh, you are one of the best archers I've seen." And she's like, "Oh man," like she getting gassed. She's like, "Oh wow, you really think that?" Like she's getting gassed up and shit like that. But then he says the same thing about the dog, and it's like, "Oh,"
like how every time he just kept saying whatever she.
Yeah, he just saying, he just repeats. He's like, "Oh yeah, the dog's probably hungry." And she looks over. She's like, all right,
yeah, you going through something? Right. Yeah, they just shut up.
Yep. So they go back to Kate's aunt's place or whatever. They get a little fixed up or whatever, and he gets a call And this is actually pretty good scene. He's one of the better parts of episode 2, where he gets a call and he picks it up and he thinks it's his wife. But then Kate comes by and she's like scribbling stuff to kind of read off what they're saying because it's hard of hearing. And it was one of those scenes, little feelsy depending.
Like, oh damn it, y'all gonna hit me in the. Yep, you are. All right.
And he was just like, oh hey, it's like, yeah, I don't know if and then Kate's like, no, that's your son. He's asking, how are you? He's like, oh, hey kiddo, what's going on? This is this. And basically that whole scene was to show that he does still care about the fam. He cares more than ever because he lost them all and they got poofed. Or snapped, I should say. They got snapped. But it also shows he's communicating, and it shows Kate also kind of lamenting that her dad's gone. It's like, oh man, Christmas my pops would be good too. He basically comes down, does the whole typical Christmas story trope of like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it this Christmas, man, to watch movies. This. Tell your mom and the rest. I'll be there when I can. Just any other. And then Kate's like scribbling stuff to help him communicate with them because he can't hear it that well, but he can speak out and say what he wants to say. So that shows that too.
That was
a good.
That was emotional.
I was like, oh man, the feels. Oh, these feelings.
The feelings, man.
Feelings. Yeah. But So after that, they kind of walk, like we mentioned a bit earlier. Clint wanted to get his earpiece fixed, so he went to this place where the doctor, I guess that he got from, and then she's like, oh yeah, just it'll be casual, like he said. And then they go into the diner to wait, and they're talking. And this is where Kate's kind of like, she's like, oh, I've been thinking of your branding problem. He's like, what? Like, okay, whatever. And basically, the drawing on there is supposed to be. I know Marvel does this from time to time. At least MCU Marvel does. The drawing that's on the paper is reminiscent of his comic book accurate costume with the purples and stuff, and then the helmet with like the wings, but they made it to where it wraps around the helmet part. I guess kind of sort of like modern Captain America. Kind of sort of like that. The mask is like wrapped around. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Why would it be low key? Blah blah blah. And she kind of goes in the thing where like, oh, and she's kind of trying to. She's slowly starting to piece together things about Ronan. She's like, oh, you know what? You must be hiding Ronan because it's really important. This is this. And he's like, yeah, let's go with that. And she's all like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know you're. I was like, I know you're like a role model, a good person, because you're trying to clean up all my fuck ups the past 2 episodes, basically. He's like, oh well, I like to be low key, but also I'm a role model. He's basically saying that you may think that, but not really because I'm actually Ronan, but I'm not telling you.
Yeah, but let me not do that.
It's episode 3. I'm not telling you that yet. But we can tell that part too while they're in the diner talking. She's slowly starting to figure it out. So she hatches the idea of like, oh, let's go back to my mom's place. She owns a security company. Maybe we can look up some of the Traction Mafia people and pinpoint stuff about Ronan. She's like, all right, cool, let's do that. So they go back there. And she goes onto her mom's computer, typical movie computer with this fake operating system trying to log in with a password and check files. She does a search on the Kazi dude. I'm not even gonna say his last name. It's something European. Kazi, right-hand man of Traction Mafia right now. The only one that learned sign language with Echo, which we'll get back to them in a second too. She's searching him up. And she sees something where he works for this company called Sloan Limited. Now, this is actually funny. This is actually really funny. And I don't know, we didn't really talk about the Spiderverse trailer.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I'll link to that.
We can end it. We can end with talking about it. But if there's something relevant, we can.
It's something relevant because Sloan Limited, I noticed. So the Spider-Man there's a different Spider-Man from their universe called Miguel O'Hara. He's like the blue and the red Spider-Man. He's dubbed Spider-Man 2099. In his universe, there's a company there called Sloan Limited, and that's like where he was at. So I feel like that's a nod to that kind of, but I don't know what they're doing with that. It's just kind of interesting. I noticed Sloan Limited, MCU. Okay then.
Okay, interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know what else to make outside of that. But yeah, so when she tries to look more into Kazi and stuff like that, and Jack, old buddy that her mom's trying to marry, fiance. That's when the computer goes in the hard lockout. Like, no, you can't go in this information. Which is a telltale sign of they're in the cahoots. And then in the midst of that, they go back to they show Echo and Kazi kind of like talking like, damn, we let them get away, and they're sign language talking. And then Maya was like, well, no, Kazi was like, it's like, yeah, you know, Uncle's not going to be happy to hear about we let a whole Avenger get away and everything and stuff with Ronan. She's like, oh, it's like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? Like, questioning my authority. And he's like, oh yeah, your father wouldn't have, would have looked after the team more, the squad. And she's like, well, and she sign language. I mean, it's kind of intense. For a young actor, she's pretty good because she sign language like intense, like yeah. My father, but who's the boss here? It's like, who's the fucking boss? And you're just like, you are, pointing like you are. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's what I thought. And he told her to, she told him to do research on Clint Barton on Darren, to pinpoint stuff, which I think personally that alludes to, I think as early as next episode 4 we'll get the whole Clint, it was Ronan revelation, I guess, for all the characters. I
wonder if they're gonna drip feed it. I think they'll do it where it's like Kate finds out, but everybody else doesn't know. And she's like, fuck, you were Ronan. And he was like, I was in a dark place, the blip, and explains it to her. And then they're like, well, fuck. And then he has to like, and I think they basically just try not to let anybody else find out. I don't know for a fact that it'll become like public knowledge. I just got a feeling it won't go that way. So either. I don't think when I say public, I mean, I don't think that any of the villains and stuff will find out that he was Ronan specifically. I think it'll be more like maybe
Uncle will find out.
Maybe Kingpin like put something together, but he doesn't tell anybody else or something like that. I could see something like that maybe. But I just don't think like the Tracksuit Mafia will know, or Echo will find out that he was Ronan. I don't know. For some reason, I don't see that. I just don't see it.
Yeah. And then, so I guess the last part of the episode, we get back to them looking up stuff in the house, and then Kate's still typing in, trying to figure shit out. And then Clint like kind of walks away because I guess he suspects her here or something.
He heard that little shifting over, and he was like, "The fuck."
Yeah, he was walking slowly, and he's walking. All of a sudden, the Ronin sword is drawn to his neck. He's like, "Don't move!" And the camera pans slowly, and it's like a shadow, but it was clear that it's Jack there. He's holding the sword, and it's like, he's got the Ronin sword, and he's saying, "Don't move," and then he says,
"Yeah, that's my sword, though. So I'm gonna kill you if you hold it in front of my neck for too long." Like,
right. He's a swordsman too. So
yeah, but you're not Clint though. You're not Clint.
I guess we're gonna find in episode 4.
You ain't Clint though.
Yeah, man. But yeah, y'all got any more thoughts on the episode? How you like compare the first two? Good. Yeah, I think it's safe to say
it was a bit better.
Yeah, this was solid. Yep. Solid episode. I really appreciate seeing Kingpin.
Yes, yeah.
That honestly, they could have ended the episode there, and I would have been happy.
Right.
That was.
I'm even if it's wrong, I don't think it's wrong. I think it's pretty. I think I'm spot on. Like, I think that the little chin pinch, I think that was him, and the little chuckle. It was him chuckling. He was just off screen, no faces or nothing. No one's heard. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying it's crazy because I was watching that scene. And I was like, "Yo, it'd be so dope if they actually brought everybody from Daredevil and as Kingpin."
I mean, there's been rumors about that stuff happening because the Netflix deal stuff lapsed after the shows ended. So all those characters went back to Marvel Studios, technically, in Disney, I guess, technically, as far as like using them in their shit. So yeah, if they wanted to, I mean, those actors were great. No need to waste them, right? So all I know is that when this Wednesday comes up, and I will go on Twitter and I see Kingpin or Wilson Fisk trending, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That literally like touchdown, like that's
Wilson
it.
Fisk.
Good thing we do this, and you can't. I think that's one of the reasons the spoilers don't really affect me, because we do this, and obviously like Gerard reads the comics, and Gerard is also tapped into like a lot of the leaks and just the like seeing stuff forward when it comes to a lot of Marvel stuff, obviously because Gerard's read the comics and stuff like that. So whenever like spoilers like that come up, it doesn't bother me because I'm like, well, I knew that was coming. So I see it, but I'm like, because that you get on Twitter at like 8 a.m. while you're taking a shit, and all this niggas saw this shit at midnight or whenever they saw it. It's already out there. It's trending. It's been talking about it. And they're like, here y'all niggas go. Like,
just don't click the trend.
To me, I didn't see this episode till last night, and I didn't get spoiled once because you couldn't really surprise me with anything that happened completely, so.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing we do know of that's not really a spoiler. They've said this is that Yelena, Black Widow, is gonna pop up in this show sometime. So there's only
3 episodes left, right?
There's only 3 episodes. So hey, take the pick. 4, 5, 6, maybe if she's gonna be like in the rest of the show or just pop up once.
She might just be an end credit scene type thing.
For the end of the series.
Yeah, for the end of the series.
Oh yeah, episode 6 or whatever.
I think it could be something like that, and it'll be like, oh, this is where Clint's story is going now. Now Yelena is tracking her down because she thinks that Clint is the reason her sister's dead. Which obviously, if Clint is talented enough to be able to hold her off and then be like, fam, one, you fight like your sister. It might even be that where she's sent to him and then she's literally a conversation to be like, fam, why would I be responsible for her dying? I tried to sacrifice myself instead of her. What are you talking about? I'm fucked up over this.
I can see them clearing it up within the same episode or whatever.
Easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
Literally in a fight, like, why are you trying to kill me? They told me you killed my sister. Who told you that? Like, I didn't kill your sister. Who the fuck are you? I didn't know she had a sister.
It just sucks because there's no way to prove that he didn't.
Right, because they're on a whole different planet nobody else knows about.
You know what I mean?
You got New York.
That's
talking
true.
About Steve Rogers the musical. They don't know about Vormir or anything, or the Red Skull.
Well, with everything going on,
the Red Skull come through. Hey man,
considering I'm just trying to consider everything that happened before and everything that's going on, I would assume that Velena has some sort of, she has to be privy about Infinity Stones, stuff like that. Maybe she doesn't understand the ins and outs of all of it, but she has to kind of have like a little bit of knowledge about it, especially if she's been doing shit with the Thunderbolts or whatever they're trying to, make this shit and all that. Like if she's been doing that, she has to know something. So then wouldn't she be like, once he was like, well, the only way to get the Soul Stone is to sacrifice somebody you love, and we both are trying to sacrifice ourselves, and in the end, she sacrificed herself. She got the better of me, and she was able to sacrifice herself, and I got left to watch her die, to sacrifice for this stone to come back and save everybody. So, yeah, I don't really want to fight you. You should go away. I just feel like it should be a real simple conversation. I don't know. Obviously, it won't go down like that. It's the MCU. Got to make it more of a back and forth. But yeah. Yeah, man. I'm interested to see what they do with Kazi. If they try to make him a bigger character, if he's ever going to do the whole clown thing, or if he's just going to stay as the...
Well, I'm assuming he is because they introduced Grills.
Yeah. I'm actually curious how Grill's gonna pop up in this too.
But is he gonna pop back up? I wasn't sure. See, the Grills thing to me felt like it could have been like a light reference, like a shout out to this random character from the show and for the comics. But I didn't know they were gonna. I wasn't. I don't know how to feel if they're gonna stick with it. It didn't give me that feeling. It gave me like a one-off feeling. Hey, we put him in this episode real quick, but that's it.
I think I would be okay with that because, his character in the comic, he was around. He wasn't like in every panel or every issue, whatever, but he was around to where, and the premise of the comic is different from this, where that was like a whole apartment or fighting it back against the tracksuits, and he was just one of the tenants there. He was one of the tenants there. Mm-hmm. So, but I kind of hope if he does pop up, it's like just a happenstance type thing, and that's it. Maybe another episode, and that's it.
Yeah, he might pop up one more time as like in the background or just to say a quick line or something like that. And I'm cool with that because Clayton English, shout out to him again, he's dope. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it didn't give me the feeling that they were gonna make him a more prominent character. Kazi, I would think, but
I think Kazi, especially how he's talking with Echo.
With Echo and everything, and she's gonna go into her own show, and then he calls Kingpin uncle as well. Which I don't know anything about that, so I'm just watching you watch, but I think that's a cool concept. So yeah, man, I enjoyed this episode, man. Like all the fun scenes with Clint, I thought it was good. I thought Kate, our actress, Haley, I thought she did a better job in this one. Mm-hmm.
I think
I would assume she's gonna get better over time.
I think she will for sure.
So,
especially when her character develops more as well, because that's kind of, she's annoying, but she develops into a better character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Interested to see where this goes. We're not doing it, and maybe it's something we'll do like through the holiday period, because our holiday period is extended because Ian's birthday. is right before it as well. So we got a lot of shit going around the holiday time.
The day of our Lord and Savior.
There it is.
Ian.
All right, that was a little blasphemous, but I
Well,
yikes! That was
Oh man.
that was a little on the line with the
The
blasphemy.
day the sun rose for the first time.
On the Adams household? I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't know.
I'm just telling you what I heard, man. I you know.
Ian says he's the center of this universe. That makes sense. Robots and everything. Everything happens the way Ian wanted to. Nah, let the robots. I'm like, yo, we can all stop the robots. Ian's like, nah, ain't no stopping the robots. They're coming. And I'm like, all right.
Well, they sound pretty definitive.
sound like you're really sure.
It is written.
Nah, it's that's funny, man. Y'all want to do the Spider-Man trailer real quick, just to talk on it?
It's so fresh, man. I mean, it came out on the weekend. The news people are gonna talk about it next week. I feel like it's good. Yeah, bro. Spiderverse.
Yeah, just say it. Yeah.
What is it
Across the Spiderverse.
Across the Spiderverse?
Or wait, it's Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, Part 1.
Yeah, Part 1. That's the newest thing about this.
And that's part one. That's wild.
These niggas at Sony Animation is going crazy, bro. I already know.
They said a Part 1. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, that
be.
wasn't a Part 1 of the trailer. That was like, this is the Part 1 of this movie.
That's what I took it as.
Movies.
That's what I took it as.
Back sequels.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I see it like that. I see it as like we're getting 2 sequels instead of
God damn,
fantastic.
Man.
But so I think Hollywood Reporter had the article about that. So yeah, so we got the trailer. It's like a teaser. It's like 2-minute teaser, whatever. Part 1 is coming out October 2022. I don't remember the exact date, but October 2022. And they said Part 2 will be the following year, 2023. They said they're working on both. But the main things in the trailer, it kind of started how the last movie ended, where Miles is chilling in his room in his apartment he grew up in, and we see Gwen's little portally stuff from like the foreground pop up. She falls through. So, oh, what's good, Miles? He's like, oh shit, hey Gwen. And he's like, oh fuck, let me get all my nerd shit out the way, because oh man, girls don't like nerd shit, whatever, apartment, whatever. So, oh, what's going on? He's like, oh, no, I'm just hanging. She's like, so you drew this, and sending the other. She's like a little picture he drew of her. She's still crushing on her. Too. Yeah, I miss you too. I was like, see, everybody playing off well. So, when the head out here, and he's like, oh well, I'm grounded from like the last movie. Oh, was Spider-Man grounded? But she falls out the window, like leaning back. But then we already see another iconic picture of her like sitting on the side. And he looks down. And I'm like, it's so easy for them, bro. It's so easy, effortless. Talent always wins. Man, it showed like she's like standing on top of the side of the building. Oh, Spider-Man come out? And he's like, sure, why not? And then we get the second half of the fucking teaser. We get the second half where he's like being transported all across, I guess, the Spider-Verse. He got a new suit. It's all black with like these bold red lines going across the arm and like side of the torso and leg. So it looks dope. The logo is a little different. It's not like that, not the graffiti one. It's kind of like its own Spider-Man logo. And we see him transport in different parts and we see Spider-Man 2099, aka Miguel O'Hara. He pops through. He giving him the hands. I was like, oh shit! Why is he giving him the hands? Why is he giving him the hands? He was smacking them all through different levels. All while this crazy animation.
Why was he fucking him up like that? Like, are they on the opposite sides? I don't know enough, man. Then he was getting wrecked, bro.
Bro, I was shook. I was like, yo, what's happening? And all the animation was going crazy. I'm like, yo, this shit looks amazing. Why are they fighting? His smile suit look dope. When is this coming out?
I need this today.
I need this today.
They got the sauce, man.
Damn,
Sony.
Now, one thing, they're going crazy. Now, one thing I saw from old buddy on Twitter, Derek Twinbaum, up to the task. Shout out to him.
My guy.
Yeah, yes, your boy. Yeah, he actually retweeted this one thing where he was like, "Oh," he said, "I'm not gonna pronounce the name because, like, I guess Indian in a sense." But he's like, "Oh, are we about to get the god? Basically, this iteration of Spider-Man." And then so apparently, when they were transporting through, and Spider-Man 2099 was giving Miles the hands, there was like in the worlds, the universes, there was like I don't want to say random, but there was different language and stuff written up, like kind of like comic book-esque on the backgrounds, and it was really quick. But apparently, so quite a few Indian people were like, oh shit, is this Spider-Man India? I never knew there was an Indian Spider-Man. I never knew there was an Indian Spider-Man character. But people were like, oh man, this one dude was like, oh man, they include a mother tongue and this. I was like, oh shit, if they geeking about this movie about to be super official. So that was really cool to see. You know, get excited because other folks get excited.
No limitations, man.
No limitations.
No.
God damn, man.
So, and I looked him up a little bit. He looks dead ass like Peter Parker Spider-Man, except he wears the I'm on culture cell. The pant, the kind of the looser pants that end at like the right above the ankles, and like the slipper shoes, and the yeah, he kind of looks like that. He's from an Earth 50-101. Don't ask, I don't know. But yeah, Spider-Man India. Yeah, apparently it's called Spider-Man India. So that's cool that they caught that. And I guess they're introducing. That's really dope. I had no idea that iteration existed. So that's really cool. That's really dope. So yeah, it's gonna be another banger. Like, and then we're getting to
come on.
Like, that's really it, man. Like, there's not much else to say except just show it now.
But you can see this shit today.
They got a chokehold on this shit, man.
They got it. I said that from the first movie. I said it. I was like, this is it, bro. They found it. All this time I've been saying they not keeping up with DC. Listen, let me tell y'all something. The latest DC movie to come out is Injustice. I don't know if I talked about that yet or not.
Oh yeah.
It ain't touching Spiderverse. And it's actually not that great. I watched it. It's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And yeah, I'm sorry, man. If Sony Animation is doing this, sorry, DC. The one thing you had, one thing you were hanging on is.
I mean, honestly, some of Marvel's other animation stuff, that's not What If, like the Spider-Man cartoon that you're doing, canon.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, they somehow translate the 90s X-Men into 2020 whenever it comes out, and they capture that same stuff about being that 90s cheese. That's a dub right there, man.
Yeah, they must have seen that internet narrative. Oh, you said DC animation is better than us. All right, hold on.
Let me turn.
So that's the one thing they got left. Oh, okay. Okay.
They going crazy over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So they dropped this like on Saturday night. There's a random, like the past Saturday night. Nuts. Just out of the blue. So yeah, we're gonna probably hear more about that this week coming up. But
Spiderverse, I think we all gave that a 10 out of 10, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all did.
The only problem is
I think I gave it like a 11 out of 10.
Probably. Yeah, you don't like to follow the rules. Now he followed the rules in the real world, but when I say 10 out of 10, he's like, no, 15, and then you're like, he willing to buck here, but he won't buck.
No, 11.5 out of 10. 11.5 out of 10.
11.5 out of 10 for sure.
Okay.
Maybe disrespectful not to give it the 0.5.
0.5 was the meme they did, where it was like they did the point meme. Yeah, that's the 0.5.
They need damn, what was I about to say? Oh, when the trailer, I'll tell you, I knew that I didn't care what happened in the trailer from the first second. I only watched it like right before we started recording, and the second Sunflower started playing, and he was just sitting there vibing. You won. You know exactly what that song does out here, man. You guys know, like Sunflower. They knew what they were doing, man. That's
Sunflower and the Black Spider-Man.
And come on, man. Come on. He's sitting there vibing, and then like you see the dimension shit and it's vibes. Come on, man. Come on, bro. All I'm saying is go watch Spider-Verse and do you some drugs of your choice and have a blast.
Or just watch it sober. You can
or
or you can, as long as you're doing it responsibly, you can watch it any way you want.
Watch it responsibly any way you want. Ian acting like he didn't. Ian told us he had cranberry and vodka this morning, and I'm just saying.
I didn't tell the audience. I told you guys. Okay, that was
now the audience knows as well,
and now the audience knows.
Well, I'm just saying this nigga not gonna make it seem like we're the crazy people for a little bit of drugs to enjoy the Into the Spider-Verse. When this nigga starting off his Sundays with.
Hey, this is how I get loose, man.
Yeah, I know.
Pod, man. Try to get a good pod.
I ain't mad at it. All right, y'all, man. Good pod. I think we hit a lot of stuff here. We'll catch back up on shit this week, man. We're back. We're back on track.
Absolutely.
Hopefully by the end of this week, I got my internet set up so there's no issue next week. No more delays. We can keep things moving. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all being patient with us. Sorry for the little delay that's been going on over the last couple bit here, but just been everywhere. So we will get back to it. We'll get back on it, man. I promise you, we're back in here for the coming into the holiday season, and maybe even try to record a couple little shorts and stuff like that. And I think during the holiday season, I'll try to get out some more clips from some of the more recent episodes and stuff like that. Maybe clip up draw, talking about some Halo Infinite, stuff like that. That we can just focus on. Y'all can see some of that stuff. Go back and maybe get y'all click on some of them older episodes again if you missed them or there's parts you didn't make it to or something like that. So yeah, man. Try to do some of that during the holiday break as we get more time, a little bit of freedom. So yeah, appreciate y'all for listening, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. We 2 ugly nerds, but there's 3 of us. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right, bet.